Thanks for listening to the Hutchinson Salt Hawk Football pregame show. Join us 30 minutes prior to each and every Salt Hawk game, each week throughout the entire football season. Kickoff is just minutes away, so stay tuned, and thanks again for listening.
Hi, this is Nick Gosnell. Join me Friday nights after Hutch High football for the Friday Night Scoreboard Show. I'll recap scores from around the state of Kansas. The Friday Night Scoreboard Show brought to you by Next Tech Wireless and APAC Shears Division on BW Radio.
It's time for Hutchinson Salt Hawk Sports on BW Radio. The Salt Hawks are brought to you in part by First National Bank, H&R Block, Pools Plus, Next Tech Wireless, APAC Shears, and the Medicine Shop. Also thanks to these Salt Hawk boosters, Hayden & Company, the Summit of Hutchinson with Doctors Lowen and Severud, and American Family Insurance agent Travis Rodenbach. Now your host for Salt Hawk Sports, Glenn Grunwald.
Well, good evening, Salt Hawk fans, and welcome to Newton High School. Glenn Grunwald along with Dan Nacarano. So glad to have you along tonight as we are over in Newton. It is homecoming here in Newton, and I'm really enthused by the student interaction that Newton High School puts out there on the field when they introduce their players. It is outstanding.
It's a great night for football, and it's a wonderful high school football environment over here at, is it Fisher Stadium?
Yep, Fisher Stadium.
At Newton in the park. 601
East 5th Street. If you're driving over right now, not here, good luck to find some parking because it's tough to find even on the far side. But that howitzer went off already. Knocked Matt Peterson in the next week. Went out and did a check on him, make sure he was still sitting there and he hadn't ran to the bathroom or anything. Oh, my goodness. Well, we're ready for some football, and this should be an entertaining contest. Can you beat last year's two contests that we had against Newton?
I don't think you can. When you look back at those two games last year, September 25, Hutchinson won 54-42. Well, both teams were just running it up and down the field, and in Newton's case, they were throwing it up and down the field. Then on October 30th, the two teams met in the playoffs, and Hutchinson came out on top 46-41. In those two football games last year, the quarterback for Newton, who has graduated now, he was a senior last year, Ben Schmidt.
Oh, he was a good one.
He threw for 750 yards and 7 touchdowns in those two games combined, but Hutchinson put up with 800 and some total yards in those two games combined, and it was so entertaining. It's homecoming here tonight at Newton, so it's a great atmosphere.
We're in the second level of the first level. How can I explain that? There's two levels here. One's for film and coaches upstairs, and not our film, but the huddle film that Newton has as well as Hutch High has. But in the press box here, there's a second row that I think was originally set up for news writers, but the Newton paper's down to our left, and they added in between where we normally put our equipment, to describe this for our fans, where we normally put our equipment for me to run and you on one side of the window, there's about a 2-foot maybe more. That's where we used to be. We moved to the second level, and we're going to have to do some creative broadcasting.
Rusty, if you're listening, you are probably glad you're not here trying to broadcast from this vantage point.
Because when I look to the east goal line, there's a door that I'm going to have to circumvent, and when I look to the right goal line, there's about 7 guys that are over 200 pounds apiece that I'm going to have to circumvent a little bit.
We'll try to help each other out to get the call as best we can for all our listeners, because we're here for you.
Salt Hawks have yet to take to the field. Cliff Vernon and the coaching staff are waiting for them to get set to come out. Newton's already taken to the field, and they're all the fans went out and surrounded them. This is homecoming. They had a big crowd tailgating and waiting, basically, for the Newton team to come through this park and wind through, and we happened to get ahead of them.
Yeah, we were leading the mini parade.
Dan was the grand marshal. Here comes the Salt Hawks on the field now, and again, Matt Peterson, our video photographer, picking him up. If you want to watch this stream, by the way, you can go to HutchPost.com, pick it up right there. You can go to YouTube and put in Hutch Post, and that'll take you right to the channel as well. You can also pick it up on the Salt Hawk Sports Network on Facebook. So go into Facebook, put on Salt Hawk Sports Network, and they'll take you right to where the stream is, and you'll be able to watch that. Now, we're on the road. Whenever we're on the road, where it's conducive to what kind of bandwidth we have, and we'll see how it's going to be. So if it struggles a little bit, we'll be sure and have it up first thing tomorrow morning for you, as well as, of course, it captures it in a FTV, and I can transfer that to the video and get it up tomorrow morning. But I think it's going to be okay because I've checked it out a couple of times, and we're in good shape. Keys to the game, we already went over those a little bit. Dan, this is one of the rare fields that is east and west in Kansas.
You know, it's a fascinating part of high school football because every stadium has its own unique attributes, and this one is unique in that it goes east and west. And
you're closer, too. You're also closer to the team.
Last week, Hutchinson and Maize South played for the second time in the history of the two schools. Tonight, Hutchinson plays Newton, a series which began in 1915. These two teams have played each other 94 times.
Wow.
This is the 95th meeting. So, of all of the schools that the Hutchinson Salthawks have competed against in football through the years, they have played Newton more times than any other opponent. So you go from playing an opponent last week for the second time in history, tonight we play an opponent for the 95th time in history.
And a little bit of change in news for you. Is it Garrett?
I don't know whether it's Gannett or Gannett.
I think it's Gannett.
I'm never sure how the pronunciation is.
Who owns the Hutchinson News sold off a bunch of newspapers today. The only ones that they retained was Topeka, Salina, and Hutchinson. Everybody else is basically everybody else is under a different ownership now.
Cherry Roads, a company called Cherry Roads.
And that includes Newton, who's here tonight.
That's right.
As well. That's kind of interesting.
Newspaper industry has gone through so many changes in the last 20 years that you can't even count them all.
Also, some different classifications are about to come out in Kansas State High School Activity Association. The biggest is for next year when you see St. Thomas Aquinas, which is 5A, moving down to 4A. Talk about some competition in the 4A. Wow, are you ever going to have it with Bishop Miege, McPherson, Bueller, and now St. Thomas Aquinas is moving down. That's for next year. Very interesting.
And Wichita Northwest is moving up next year from 5A to 6A, and so is Wichita Heights. So a little bit of shuffling. It's different for football than all the other high school sports because football you count enrollment of freshmen through juniors. For all the other sports, you count enrollment from freshmen through seniors. So Hutchinson High School will be the smallest 6A team in Kansas for all sports except for football. Football remains at 5A this year and for the upcoming 2 years.
Next year as well. And also what's interesting about is the number of 6A schools out in central and western Kansas. That is up to like 27 or 20 in the mid-20s right now. So that's going to be interesting. You to watch something that's fun. That's six-man football. So did you check and see who won the toss there, Dan?
I did. Newton won the toss, and they chose to defer. Hutchinson will defend the west goal.
So we're going to get set for kickoff coming your way. I was hoping to work in a break, but we're going to be unable to do such as they're about set to get underway and kick the football away. And we're going to be underway here at Newton. A beautiful night tonight. A little warmer than we've had in the past few evenings. Right now it is a little bit of a wind, 7 miles per hour out of the east, and it's 70 degrees. So the low tonight is going to be 53, but that's going to be quite a while. That'll be into the morning hours and not so much tonight.
We had a few unexpected sprinkles about an hour before kickoff, but they quickly passed over.
I thought maybe you were shaking a bottle of pop there for a second or something, spraying up there. As we ate at Burton, had a wonderful meal there, and came on over, and we're set for football. Newton dressed out in their gray uniforms with gold numerals, white pants, and white helmets. Blue Dragons in their regular whites with blue helmets, and we're about set to get underway.
Hutchinson coached by Mike Vernon in his 4th year. Newton coached by Chris Jacks in his 6th year here at Newton.
Of course, he came from Bishop Carroll High School. He was a graduate of Bishop Carroll as well.
That's right.
Played at Pittsburgh State.
Very good. Yes, he was all MIAA honorable mention back as a linebacker in 2004.
So Hutchinson will have a couple folks back deep. One of them is going to be Kokar on your side. Terrell King will be on the far hash mark.
Terrell King, the freshman.
Both of them set up at about the 5-yard line, and we're about set to get underway.
Of course, Noah Kokar, the outstanding quarterback for Hutchinson. He's a junior.
Colin Hirschberger is the kicker for Newton. Colin Hirschberger. He is a junior, 5'7", 140, and he's about to toe it up. And we've had some entertaining games here. I think tonight will be more of the same.
Watch this kicker. He can put it into the end zone. Strong leg.
Here comes the kick. He approaches the ball. It is on its way. It's going to be taken at the 5-yard line by King on that right side. He turns the corner, has a little bit of room, and he's finally ran out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. Hutchinson will set up shop there, 1st and 10, for their first play from scrimmage as they get the first possession tonight. Glad to have you along at Newton High School, KWBW, Hutchinson, Kansas. Your spot on the dial for Salt Hawk football. And let's see exactly where they are going to march the football. They step out of bounds. Before that, he must have, Dan, and they're going to stretch it.
Yeah, back to the 34.
To the 34. So 1st and 10 for the 34. Chain gang started to go the other direction with it, and I think they were a little confused. But now we're all set on the same page. And Hutch break huddle. And here we get set. Don't forget, we'll call Hippen's name a lot back there. He's back there. As well as also Zach Hogan in that right slot. Kokar, the quarterback, down under center. Sends a man in motion, gives it to Hippen. Hippen on the run across the 40. Bangs forward all the way across the 45-yard line. 1st and 10, move the chains as they'll mark it at the 46.
Nothing fancy. It was just option right. Handed the ball off to the fullback. That offensive line, especially Chase Kepler, Daley Van Sickle, and Chase Kepler, Cooper Doobie. Those three especially.
Yeah, Doobie doing a good job in the front side there, as he is the center. Doobie, number 70 on his jersey. All right, now we'll set up. He's got Burgess set up on the right side. This time Hogan's over in that left slot, Dan. Still with Hippen in the backfield. The turn, loose football, and trying to get to it. Newton comes up with it, and Newton will have the possession. Hogan trying, check that, to give to Hippen, and the quarterback, Kokar, tried to pull it out, and when he did, it ended up in a fumble. I can remember, Hippen's new back there. He's got to kind of feel that pressure when the quarterback's trying to pull the ball away. It ends up being a big turnover, and Newton will have the ball deep inside of Hutchinson territory.
Clayton Smith recovered that ball, tried to scoop and score, but Kokar prevented him from advancing it. And Newton takes over on the Hutchinson 34-yard line.
So second play from scrimmage ended up being a Hutchinson fumble. That's one thing Hutch got to work on, is covering up on that football, and I think Hippen just wanted it too much. The turn to give inside, dancing across and down to the 30, a pickup of about 4 yards for Newton. As that pile untangles, it'll be 2nd down and 6.
Kinzer Newquist was a little bit of a question mark tonight with an injury that he sustained last week, but he is playing free safety, and he made that tackle.
James Holes was the running back, 5'8", 155. James is a sophomore, so he's young as well. The give to Holes again. He's going to be tackled and thrown for a loss. Coming in big time out there for Hutchinson and getting the job done was Aaron Jefferson.
Wow, big time tackle for loss by Aaron Jefferson.
He's a senior, and he caught a hold of his both legs and wrapped him up and threw him back for a loss.
Running back for Newton, Holtz, pressed into duty because senior Kenyon Forrest, who picked up a lot of yards last year against Hutchinson.
They don't have the down marker in the right position right now. It's a 3rd down and long, and now jumping across the line of scrimmage is going to be Hutchinson. As jumping across was Braden Rodriguez.
Senior Kenyon Forrest for Newton, the running back, was injured in the game against Derby a couple of weeks ago, and he's still out.
So they're going to march out 5 yards and make it a 3rd down and about 2 situation. I thought they spotted his loss back more, but they had not. They gave forward progress on a previous play up a little farther. So 3rd down and 3 now. Ball on the 27 of Hutchinson. Newton on the drive. Again to give to Halls. He stacked up. Nothing there. Hello, Mr. Ben Patterson for Hutchinson making a stop. 4th down situation now facing Newton. 4th and 3 on the 27.
Nice job by the linebacker, Ben Patterson. Also, Devin Hackney came up in a hurry.
Gomez faked the pass after he'd handed the ball off the Halls, and he was driven back again for about a yard. Actually, they're going to say the same. 4th down and 3 on the 27, so no progress.
Told you this junior kicker's pretty good at Newton.
Yep, they're going to mark it. It'll be put down at the 34. That is a 44-yard kick, and here it comes. It's up and on its way, and it is good. And Newton takes the first lead at 3-0 on a 44-yard field goal with 9:16 to go in this first quarter of play. We'll take a 30-second timeout. We'll wait the Newton kickoff. We'll be back.
Apex Shears has deep roots in Kansas. This is Tom Stivers. We were started by George Shears in 1874, just 3 years after the founding of Hutchinson, and are Hutchinson's first contractor. Apex Shears is known for big highway projects, but think local when you need a new driveway, parking lot, or other paving project. Apex Shears is proud to provide local jobs and employ local people. Find out more about your local construction and aggregate company by visiting apexshears.com, a CRH company.
That's a 44-yard field goal by Colin Hirschberger. He's a junior, 5'7", 140 pounds. Plays soccer for the Newton Railers. Don't think he practices with the football team very often, but he was able to come out here on this football field and take advantage of the Hutchinson turnover by converting a 44-yard field goal attempt.
So they will kick off, and Hutchinson trailing now 3-0 with 9:16 to go. Again, in this first quarter of play, Newton got on the board with a 44-yard kick. Here's an onside kick, basically. Same thing. It's going to be picked up by Newton as it went off the feet of one of the Salthawks right at the 40-yard line. And unable to come up with that football for Hutchinson was number 25 out there. That's DeQuan Armstrong. It just went right off his feet, and Newton will have the ball on the 41 of Hutch.
The senior,
two big turnovers, Dan.
That's right. The senior Jonah Remsburg made the recovery on that onside kick.
So they pulled the onside kick, and Armstrong was not ready for it. Came off his ankles. Now it's 1st and 10 for Newton on the Hutch 41.
And why not? You start the season 0-3. You're willing to roll the dice and take some chances.
Here's the keeper by Gomez. He's met and finally tackled quickly. Coming up on the stop for Hutchinson's big number 32 out there, Landon Dixon. So a gain, 2nd down and 7, a gain of 3 on the play. They'll mark the ball right at the 38-yard line of Hutch. So 2nd down and 7 now for the Newton Railers. Shotgun formation, Gomez back there. Colby Gomez, he is a sophomore. On his hip, there's going to be holes. The throw on the outside, in and out of the hands. Little flare pass to the outside, incomplete pass. The intended receiver for Newton out there was Jake Schmidt.
That's Ben Schmidt's little brother.
Yeah, he's a wide receiver. He's a senior.
We talked about Ben Schmidt that graduated last year, was an outstanding quarterback at Newton.
Jake is 6'1", 175. I'm not sure he's little or just younger brother. Younger brother might be a better way to describe it.
Hutchinson just jumped offside.
Offside is going to be the call. So encroachment will go against the Salthawks.
Hutchinson facing quite a bit of adversity in the first few minutes of this football game. They're going to have to regroup in a hurry and get back on track.
It's going to go on Aaron Jefferson. He's jumped off sides. So 3rd down and short. 3rd down and 2 on the 33 of Hutch. Gomez back in the shotgun. He got holes on his left hip. Gets the ball. He's going to carry it himself around the left side. He's grabbed by Jefferson and thrown down right at the 35-yard line. Let's see where his forward progress is marked at. He might have got it back to the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up a 4th down and 2 situation. 4th and 2 from the 33. Just about identical to what we saw on the first possession that Newton had after the fumble.
Noah Ragoza came up quickly from his linebacker position there, too. Good defense by Hutchinson. See if they can get a stop.
8:05 to go in this first quarter play. It's 3-0. Newton, they're going to mark this one at the 40. This will be a 50-yarder. The kick is up and on its way, and it is short, just by about a foot and a half.
Barely. So
Hutch will take over on downs after the missed field goal attempt. So, boy, you can kind of feel anywhere from 50 yards on in, he's going to give it a ride.
Well, it's our understanding he has been making 60-yarders in practice.
And so getting set now for Hutch to take over, and let's see if they can control the football and keep a hold of it.
Hutchinson can move the football against this Newton defense. They just have to have some ball security.
All right, Hutchinson with the football. The turn to give to Hippen again, up to the 35-yard line, pick up of a couple.
This is a solid Newton team. You look at that record, 0-3, but look at the three teams that they had to face to start the season. Andover Central, Derby, Mays, all three programs, powerhouses.
Now split wideouts on the left side. Hutchinson with 7:28 to go in the first half of play, down by 3. They've been snake bitten by a couple turnovers early on. Man in motion, that's Burgess. They give up the middle, second man through all the way up to about the 40-yard line. And Dan, I'm not sure who I saw carrying the football. I think it was Hippen again.
It was.
And Hippen gets it up to about the 40-yard line. So third down and 3 is what we're going to call it. Big third down call here. Hippen on his first couple carries has been solid. Now he fumbled on the one, but I don't blame him for that one. I think Kokar should have let him go ahead and have it or pull it out a little bit more.
Yeah, the defense penetrated on the option, and that always wreaks havoc.
Kokar, the quarterback, the turn. The give again to Hippen. It's going to be close. See, nice forward. He's going to be maybe about a half a yard short, the way the referee is marking it, so it's going to be a fourth down situation.
Got to believe Coach Mike Vernon will keep the offense on the field.
He's got to get his offense some success, and right now it's on the 42, and he's got to get to the 43 for the first down.
It's a short one.
So you just get behind Doobie and those other guys up there and say, hey, you got to go. Fourth down and 1. They break center. You got Doobie, Seitz, Kepler on that right side. Kokar, the quarterback. The turn to give. That's going to be a dive by Hippen. He gets the first down and sends some more all the way up to the 45. So first and 10 for Hutchinson.
One thing that we can pretty well assure all fans everywhere, it will take more than 3 points to win this football game.
And no doubt about that. So first down for the Salthawks. Ball right now at the 45-yard line. Hutchinson on 45. 3-0 ball game. Newton with the lead after a 44-yard field goal. They give right side, nothing there. Hutchinson's going to be stacked up. Not an even bit of loss on the play.
My eyes must be playing tricks on me because it looked to me as though there was some encroachment before the ball was snapped, but apparently not.
They'll mark it right at the 45 again. Early score in the first quarter, Wichita South 6, Wichita North nothing. Garden Plain 8, Douglas nothing. And Pittsburgh 7, Fort Scott nothing. Smith Center 13, Sacred Heart nothing. And Derby 14-0 over Salina South. Back to pass as Kokar gets it out of the outreached hands of Hogan right at about the Derby 45-yard line. I think if he catches it, it's a first down. So this is going to bring up a third down and 10 situation. Sometimes a passing situation. Let's see what it's going to be.
That is one of our keys for Hutchinson tonight, to find ways to get the passing game going between Kokar and Zach Hogan. That was the first passing attempt of tonight's game by Hutchinson.
5 minutes to go in the first quarter play. 3-0 ball game. Newton with the lead. And Hutchinson on the drive right now, but facing a third down and 10 situation on their own 45. The man in motion. Back to pass Kokar. Looks, has time, throws, catches made right at the 45, and they say he's bobbling out of bounds.
Would have been a first down. It was a good throw. It was a good pattern. And that time Noah Kokar was patient in the pocket. He allowed the receiver to finish his route.
Right on the numbers, but it popped away from King, and he couldn't gather it in by the time he had possession to get it into bounds. I think ultimately he did catch it, but he was out of bounds already with his momentum. So fourth down, punt situation. Kokar will kick it away, and at least this time Newton will not be, well, I'm going to wait and maybe say that after this play, on the Hutchinson side of the field. Here's Kokar. He looks, and then he finally kicks it. Boy, he ran about 5 yards. backpedaling and hitting it at about the 20, and it dies right there. And that's where Newton will set up shop. 1st and 10 on their own 21-yard line. So a good punt by Noah Kokar. Just about a first down catch by King. But this will set up Newton now. They'll have the football, and they'll mark it at their own 21-yard line. So Gomez still out there as a quarterback. Hulls will be one of his running backs. Young backfield for the Newton Railers. They'll split a wide out left and right. And now we get set. There's the snap, back to pass, and rolling it out. Goes long with the football, and a catch is made. Nice catch made by the Newton Railers, Isaac Klug, and he caught it right at the 49-yard line when he went out of bounds. 1st and 10, Newton.
Good throw and catch. That results in a 28-yard
Yeah,
gain.
from the 21. All right, took it right down. The throw on the left side. Catch is going to be made.
Another first down for Newton.
Moves it all the way up to inside Salt Hawk territory at about the 35-yard line. So defense is being tested by the pass. Here's the pitch on the outside, and falls forward, pick up maybe a couple yards on the carry, not much there.
Last time these two teams played against each other back in October of 2020, Coach Scott Yanis, the defensive coordinator for Hutchinson, picked up his 200th win at the Salt Hawks football program.
Hulls picked up that one right there. 3:53 to go in the first quarter play. Now Newton driving 3-0. They lead the Salt Hawks. Gomez, the quarterback, gives the Hulls. Hulls around the right side. Has some room. He sweeps outside, stood up on his feet, and finally dropped. Nice pickup, but I think he's short of the first down.
Again, Devin Hackney, one of the best open field tacklers we've ever had in a Salt Hawk uniform, made the stop. Otherwise, it would have been off to the races.
3rd down and 2. Ball's on the 28-yard line of Hutchinson. 3:17 to go in the first quarter of play. They give again to around the right side. Hulls spins and finally stopped at about the 26-yard line. Making a nice stop out there again was Aaron Jefferson.
Newton recovered a fumble on the second play or third play from scrimmage by Hutchinson in this game and gave him a short field, put up a field goal.
4th down and 1 here now. 4th and 1 from the 26.
Then after Newton made the field goal, they tried an onside kick and were successful, but that Salt Hawk defense forced a 3 and out. It still stands 3-0, 2:50 to play in the first quarter.
So here we go, 4th down and 1. Still in the shotgun. There's Gomez, gives it off the Hulls. He has the first down, I believe, as he stretched it all the way to the 25. He needed 1 10, he got a couple.
Noah Ragoza made the tackle, but not until after Hulls picked up that first down.
Glenn Grunwald, Dan Nacarado. Understood we went off the air for just a second. Got it back on now, so we're good. 2:24 to go in this first quarter of play.
Yeah,
1st and 10, encroachment again.
Yeah, at that time, the quarterback gave a hard count, Colby Gomez, and it did pull off. Braden Rodriguez jumped across the neutral zone.
So that'll mark it. 5 more yards, 1st and 5 from the 25.
As a defensive player, you're just got the adrenaline flowing. You want to make a play, and sometimes that quarterback tricks you.
Shotgun formation again. Gomez, the quarterback, clasps his hands. There's the snap. He'll keep it himself around the left side, dances inside, and he's going to be across the 20-yard line down to the 19 for his forward progress.
Several Salt Hawks in on the tackle, including Griffin Cook.
2nd down and 4 from the 19 for the Newton Railers. Again, you're listening to Salt Hawk football on KWW Radio, 1450 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as on HutchPost.com for the live video stream. We're part of the NFHS network. Now we get set. The clap, the give again. This time Halls, he stood up at around the 19. I don't think he got much on the play. It was 2nd down and 4. He might have got a yard or a half a yard, Dan. You actually have a better angle than I do on that one.
Didn't get too much. Aaron Jefferson and Ben Patterson made the stop.
3rd down and 4. Well, when you have a kicker like they have in Hirschberger, that has to be a good feeling in this range right here, right?
You got to believe you're
minute now.
Going to put points on the board.
They're going to throw the football. Throws it down. Catch is made at the 5. It's going to be a 1st and goal situation for Newton.
Newton is playing good football here in this first quarter.
Coming up with the catch over there with Jake Schmidt. He comes up limping a little bit. But it's going to be a 1st and goal from the 5 situation for the Newton Railers. 54 seconds to go in this first quarter of play. Schmidt was out there, and all he had to do was wait for the ball to get there. Here's the turn, nothing there. Loss on the yard of about a yard. Loss on the carry about a yard.
Aaron Jefferson in on the stop again. What a fantastic first quarter he's playing from his defensive line.
Holes on the carry again. They'll mark it right at the 6-yard line. 2nd down and goal from the 6. 16 seconds. Not sure if this is going to be the last play on this quarter or not. And they're not hurrying up any, so I think it's going to let it go to we'll go to the east side of the field. And that's going to be your halftime. So as we go to the second quarter of play, Newton facing a 2nd down and goal from the 6-yard line. They'll head east with it. Your score 3-0 at the end of one quarter play. Newton on top, 3-0. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout.
Hutchinson Community College and Blue Dragon Athletics are proud to support the Hutchinson Salthawks. Whether you're working towards your degree or are a busy working individual with limited time to attend class, Hutch CC has what you're looking for. And for those still in high school, Hutchinson Community College's Step Ahead program provides a head start on a quality education, and it may not cost the student anything. Visit hutchcc.edu or call 888-GO-HUTCH for more details. And good luck this season to the Salthawks.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Newton. Glenn Grunwald along with Dan Nacarado, as Newton now has the opportunity to try to punch it in from the 6-yard line. It will be 2nd down and goal from the 6.
In that first quarter of action, Newton gained 74 yards of total offense, just 18 yards gained by the Hutchinson Salthawks. The big fumble lost led to the 3 points that Newton put on the board early in that first quarter of action.
Understanding we're having some problems with the audio on the stream. I'll try to correct that probably at halftime, but right now it's a 2nd down and goal from the 6. They'll throw it. This ball's deflected, and out of bounds it goes. Stops the clock with 11:57 to go in the second quarter. It'll bring up a 4th down and goal from the 3rd down and goal from the 6.
Aaron Jefferson picked up 5 tackles in that first quarter from his defensive line position.
Hutchinson shot themselves in the foot a couple times with the fumbles and then encroachments, though. But right now, they're trying to hold on here. Trying to force Newton to just a field goal if they can. It might come right down to this play.
On the 6-yard line.
And they clap the ball. They'll fake it. They'll roll out to the right side. Has a receiver out there. Catch is made. Flag on the play. He gets across into the end zone. Is it going to be a defensive penalty? We'll have to wait and see. But Newton looks like they scored on the play to where they're reacting, but the flag came early. We have to see exactly what the call is going to be. And they say it's going to be a touchdown. It's going to be a defensive penalty. And it is 9-0. Newton with the early lead.
I think that catch was made on the bootleg by number 13, Camden Carr, the junior wide receiver.
And so it is 9-0. Newton with the lead in the second quarter of action. That would have been a 6-yard pass play. Coming at the 11:51 mark.
First, it was the second play of the second quarter.
There's a kick. It's up and through, and it is 10-0. Newton with the lead. We'll take a 30-second timeout. We'll wait. Again, the Newton kickoff coming your way. It's 10-0. Newton with the lead. Again, over the Salthawks of Hutchinson. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Cody Smith, attorney at law and an alumni of Hutch High, would like to wish the very best to the Salthawks this season. Cody specializes in bankruptcy and other areas of the law. If you're feeling overwhelmed with debt, give Cody a call. Don't wait until creditors garnish your bank account or paycheck. Call Cody Smith, attorney at law, at 620-259-2424 or visit codysmith.law. That's .law. Cody is a debt relief attorney, helping people file for relief under the bankruptcy code. Go Salthawks.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Newton. It's 10-0. Newton with the lead. 11:51 to go in the second quarter of play, Dan. And right there, again, Newton just took it right down the field. Got the first down, the first and goal situation, and hung on and finally got the third down and goal from the 6 pass completion. Was good. Penalty went against Hutchinson, and Hutch right now digging a little bit of a hole.
Newton played well so far in this football game, and Hutchinson has made a couple of mistakes, the fumble and then giving up the onside kick that Newton was able to convert. Newton picked up a couple extra possessions, and because of that, they lead it 10-0.
Here's the onside kick again. This time it is covered up by a Hutch player, as Hutchinson will cover it up. That's Graydon Peck. And Hutch will have out of that, because of that, at the 47, he'll have really good field position. So 10-0, Newton with the early lead. Again, on the second play of the second quarter of play, they were able to score from 6 yards out.
Let's see if Hutchinson can sustain a drive. Got to take care of the football because they do have the ability to move the ball. They just have to take care of it.
Whitehouse left and right for the Salthawks. Kokar, first man through. He's going to kick it on the left side. That's going to be on the run. Armstrong around that left side. Positive yardage across the 50 to about the 47-yard line of Newton. Had me faked out from this side. I thought they'd given it to the first man through, but then I saw, again, Armstrong around the left side.
As the tackle was made, a flag came out. Not sure what it will be. It was along the Hutchinson sideline.
Yeah, they're going to mark it against Newton.
It was a good option play, really well executed. When you run the flex bone and you have a quarterback like Noah Kokar, it's almost like he's a magician with the football. He's reading a defensive lineman to decide whether to hand it to the fullback. Then he's reading a linebacker to decide whether he should pitch the ball or keep it himself. That time, he went to the third option. Pitched it to the running back, picked up some yards, and now the penalty gives Hutchinson a first down on the Newton 32-yard line. Kokar's back to pass. He's looking for an open receiver, and he finds one in the flats. That was Kellen O'Sullivan, who got open along the Hutchinson sideline at the Newton 29-yard line. It'll be a 4-yard gain. Oh, now they're going to move it back to the 30, so call that a 3-yard gain. 11:26 to play in the second quarter. Newton leads Hutchinson 10-0. This is the 95th contest between Newton and Hutchinson High School. Kokar's under center in the flex bone, running the option to the left, and this time he gave it to the fullback. That is Dorian Hippen on the carry. Picks up 2 yards. Move the ball to the Newton 28-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Hutchinson wears the wristbands. That's what they've been doing the last few years. Instead of having players run in and out to convey the play to run, the play is signaled in from the sideline, and The players looked at their wristbands. Kokar's under center. Third down play coming up. Option left. And that time Newton defended it very well. Everybody was sound in their defensive assignments. The defensive lineman squeezed down, tackled the fullback, so Kokar kept it. And then immediately a linebacker was on top of Kokar. He pitched it, and the free safety came up to make the tackle. No gain. It's a fourth down. Matter of fact, might have even lost a yard. It's at the Newton 29-yard line.
4th and 7 is what it looks like right now. 10:16 to go, quarter number 2. 4th down and 7 for the Salt Hawks. More than likely a pass play. Kokar sends a man in motion. Wants to throw the football, arches it down the field. Receivers out there, but it's intercepted or incomplete. A Newton player was the closest to it. It's going to be incomplete. Newton will take over on downs.
Well, that was smart not to intercept it, because had he made the catch, it would have been on the Newton 2-yard line. It was a 4th down attempt, so the incomplete pass gives Newton the ball on their own 29-yard line.
Yeah, it'll be on the 29, so Newton will have the football leading at 10-0. We had a dead battery situation in our audio pack to the stream.
Well,
I probably need to go and check and see on one of the battery companies, see if we can get sponsorship, because I can tell you which one not to use. All right, back to run the football is Newton. They get maybe a pickup of a yard on the play up to about the 30-yard line. And looked like it was holes on the carry again.
I want to give a quick shout-out to Glenn Grunwald and Nick Gosnell. These two men, they get up early in the morning in their jobs at the radio station, and then they work late to bring us all these sports broadcasts, and we appreciate what you do, Glenn.
Did I tell you I'm off on Monday? Thank you. Appreciate it very much. Back to pass quickly, and out around the outside is Gomez. Now he slings it and just about picked off, and it brings up being an incomplete pass. 3rd down and 9 from the 30 for Newton, leading at 10-0.
I'm not sure where Gomez was trying to throw that ball, because it hit Landon Dixon, who was only about 5 yards in front of him. It was one of those type things.
Well, it was a safe pass is what it was.
You wish it would have stuck in his face mask or something.
So 9:24 to go in the second quarter of play, and Gomez facing a 3rd down and 9. He's a good young quarterback. Looks over the line of scrimmage. He's back in the shotgun. And holds on his hip. Back to pass again. He backpedals it. Slings it across. Receivers out there, but incomplete pass. It'll be a 4th down and 9. And more likely a punt situation for the Newton Railers.
Stephon Hunter and Kinzer Newquist came over from his free safety position. Stephon Hunter, the corner. The two of them combined for excellent coverage. It would have taken a perfect pass for it to be completed.
So Hutchison will again have the football by way of the punt from Newton. Set a man deep at about the 35. Here it comes. They're going to let it bounce at about the 40. Takes a Hutchison bounce and finally downed. I think where they're going to mark it is at the 46. So 1st and 10 for the Salt Hawks from their own 46-yard line. And that was actually Newquist back there to return. And we understand he's got a little banged-up shoulder. So
you remember last year when Newquist had the broken wrist, he still had the best hands on the team, even with a cast on one of his hands. He's got very good hands.
10-0, Newton with the lead. Hutchison now football with 9:10 to go in this second quarter of play. Hutchison has not been able to put a nice drive together. Now it's at the 47, their own 47. Down under quarterback is Kokar, down there center, back to throw, throws across the middle, has Hogan, and incomplete passes. Hogan was racked as soon as he gathered in the ball. Big hit back there by the Newton secondary.
Yeah, that was the cornerback, number 1, Luke Hirsch.
Yes, it was.
The 6 foot, 175 pound senior. It was a clean play, but a very hard hit.
Hogan's down on his knees right now, and going to roll back, and they'll come out and attend to him and see if he's going to be all right or not. He was hit. He had the football, but then dropped it on the contact for an incomplete pass.
It's one of those tough plays for a receiver, because he's looking back at the quarterback as he's running towards the sideline to make the catch. The corner comes over and hits him from the direction that
he was just turning
going
with the ball. Yeah. So let's take a quick 30-second timeout for this injury timeout. We'll be back with more coming your way from Newton. It's Newton 10-0. Again, we'll be back right after this. We're going to make it a 1-minute timeout. We'll be back right after this 1-minute timeout.
The Investment and Client Relations team, they have a new location to better serve you. 15 Compound Drive in Hutchinson. Stay tuned for an open house. Time and date to be announced soon. We understand there have been many changes, so please feel free to reach us at 669-8291. Check for updates at envisionig.com. Envision Investment Group, your future is our focus. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
The medicine shop, when you drop your prescriptions off, the personal care you'll find there will make you feel all better. The meds you need, delivered with speed, the lowest prices guaranteed. Get your prescriptions with no hassle at 14th and Main at the Little White Castle. You'll feel all better at the medicine shop.
Mention might have knocked the wind out of me. Here's Kokar back to pass again. And incomplete pass. Actually gave it to the first man through. And that was Hippen, not a pass.
Zach Hogan was able to leave the field under his own power, so we hope it was a situation where it was just the wind knocked out of him, and we hope that he's fine.
Well, I would comment, he caught the football, but as he turned and was hit, then it was broken up. Third down and 7.
We'll see if he's able to return to action.
Yeah, he took a lick.
It looks like he wants to play. He's standing next to Coach Vernon
he wants
on the
to play.
sideline.
It's just a matter of getting the wind knocked out of you. And if you've ever had that happen to you, it's one of the worst feelings in the world because you cannot breathe. It's like being underwater. This time to pitch on the outside, fumble again. Burgess goes forward. I don't know if he got it or not. There's a scramble. Newton says they have it at the 49, and I think it will be Newton's football. The pitch was good, but Burgess couldn't handle the pitch, and it got away from him. And let's see, they're talking it over.
Officials are going to have a little conference.
Yep. And it will. They'll give it to Newton. So that's the third turnover now in this first half of play. All three are fumbles, and this one gives it to Newton. And they're going to mark it at the Newton 49. Zion Burgess just did not get that clean enough.
It's a lot harder than it looks.
Oh, it is.
Running at full speed. A lot harder than it looks to catch a pitch. And the pitch was just maybe a little bit behind him, but it was catchable.
Defense being called on again to step up. Newton with great field position at their own 49. Man in motion for Newton. Gomez, the quarterback. That man stops on the motion now and sets up in a slot. Give to Hall, straight ahead running across the 50 and more. Battles his way all the way down to the 47-yard line of Hutchinson. A pickup of 4 on the play. Second down and 6.
Justin Evans in the game now on the defensive line for Hutchinson. Aaron Jefferson was in on that tackle, and also Ben Patterson.
7:48 to go in the second quarter of play. 10-0 Newton with the lead off of 3 different fumbles by the Salt Hawk offense. Newton with the ball on the Hutch 47, leading at 10-0. Gomez, quarterback, he's going to keep it. He goes left side, dances around, gets to the outside. He has the first down and more. Then the ball helmet comes off all the way down to the 35 or 36-yard line. Lots of yards after the run. Newquist comes over to make the stop on the young quarterback for the Newton Railers.
Very well-designed play. He got the edge. There really wasn't anything fancy about it, just straight ahead blocking. But he had a lot of room off the left tackle. Picked up 11 yards.
They're going to mark it at the 35. First and 10 for Newton. Score in, Mays South 7. Campus 6, second quarter score. Hayes 7, Garden City 7. That's a good one in second quarter. wanting to throw the football on the right side. Catch is made at the 30. Pick up a 5. Knocked out of bounds on the far side is the Newton receiver.
Camden Carr, the same player who caught the touchdown pass. He's not very big, but he finds a way to get open, and he's fast.
Camden's a junior. This is a young Newton team. The backfield's both sophomores. There's a junior catching it on the outside.
Camden Carr listed at 5'6", 125 pounds.
Second down and 6. Ball on the 31-yard line of Newton. There's the snap. The roll out to the right side. Gomez comes back across the middle. Now he's going to keep it. He pumps it once and tries to get away from some pursuit and finally dropped down at the original line of scrimmage. Loss of 4 on the play.
Call it a quarterback sack. Newton was actually going to a little bit of trickery there, Glenn. They ran the bootleg where he faked the handoff to the left, rolled to his right, and then he was going to try to throw it back to his left, but Hutchinson had it well covered.
Ball right now at the 35-yard line of Hutchinson. They'll look to the sidelines. Check off. Gomez, the quarterback. Again, he is a sophomore. Holes is a running back sophomore, and they'll take a timeout. Newton will take a break. 6:14 to go. Second quarter of play as we watch that beautiful sunrise to the west. Newton 10, Hutchinson nothing. Facing a 3rd down and 10 will be the Newton Railers when we return right after this 30-second timeout.
Your choices at Prairie Star Health Center just keep getting better. Dr. Cecilia Hinton has joined our exceptional staff and invites you to rely on her as your primary care provider for your health and wellness concerns. And she'll be right there with you to address any chronic diseases, aggravating pain, or other issues. Dr. Hinton knows it's all about you at Prairie Star Health Center, 30th and K61 in Hutchinson.
6:14 to go, quarter number 2. We're at Newton High School. It is 10-0. Newton with the lead on a couple of turnovers. Hutch has actually had 3 fumbles and Newton scored on 2 of them. We scored a 44-yard field goal and then a catch for the touchdown from 6 yards out on a 2nd down and goal from the 6.
If Newton can pick up 4 yards here, they'll be in field goal range.
3rd down and 10, however. Ball on the 35. He's back to throw. Looks deep. Has a receiver out there trying to get separation. Knocked away at the last second. Incomplete. Great defensive effort back there by the Salt Hawks. Coming up with a great play was Titan Hennahaw knocking it away as both players were trying to go up and get it. And Titan knocked it away. It bounced around and just about was a reception. Wow, what a play.
Titan proved his ability last week at Mays South at that corner position. Played very well. It picked up an interception in that game last week.
I think that was Jake Schmidt down there trying to catch the football.
It would have had to be a circus catch because Hennahaw deflected it, had good coverage.
That's only the bad thing about it. He kind of popped it straight up in the air and gave Schmidt a chance to make a second opportunity. Here's 4th down, and they're going to try to field goal.
52-yard attempt.
It will be.
He came up just short earlier in this game from 50.
Here we go. 6:06 to go. In the second half of play, it's 10-0 Newton trying to extend it to a 2-touchdown lead. Here's the kick. It's up and on its way, and it is short. Just underneath again. Yeah, missing his range, and Hutchinson will take over, and they dodge a bullet there.
I think it was surprising to me Newton didn't try to pick up 4 or 5 yards because their kicker probably would have made it had they just picked up another 4 or 5 yards on 3rd down.
Go for the bomb. Try to catch him napping, and Hutchinson gets an opportunity now with the football. Yeah, let's see what they're going to mark it on the 36-yard line, so they'll have it on their own 36. 35, actually. They'll mark it on the 35. So, 6:06 to go, and quarter number 2. It's Newton 10, Hutchinson nothing. Hutchinson football. 3 turnovers by the Salt Hawks. They got to get out of that mentality. They're just, Coach talked about, they're just not playing with very much confidence right now. The pitch on the outside and trying to turn the corner on the outer perimeter. And it's a nice run over there by Hogan. He's back in there, and he gets it all the way up to about the 41. So pick up a 6 for Hogan.
Good to see Zach Hogan back in there, so it likely was a case where he just had the wind knocked out of him earlier.
So Zach's back. he was in that slot position as Hippen's been at the fullback slot. Hutchinson will split Miller out to the right side.
It's a pass formation.
Wideouts left and right for the Salthawks. Miller on the near side. Back to, the give, straight ahead run to Hippen. He hits right at about the 41.5-yard line. Pickup of about 1.5 yards on the play. It'll be a third down, and we're going to call it 3.
Hutchinson trying to give a few different looks. The Salthawk practices have been very spirited and competitive this week. They've been putting themselves in practice into third down and long situations, and either the offense has to run or the defense has to run.
Yeah, gassers is what they call them. I nominated you to go out and run some gassers. All right, the pitch on the outside. Here's Hogan, has the first down and more. Nice job. Gosh, caught that little flare pass outside and took it across the 50, across the midfield, and they'll run it out of bounds and see where they mark it. They'll mark it right at the 48-yard line of Newton.
Zach Hogan has very good hands, and he's the type guy that you like to get the ball to him in the open field. Noah Kokar, nice touch on that pass.
Coach Vernon said the other day, we've got to get the ball to Hogan either by way of the pass or the run. We got to get it in his hands, and there they did on that occasion. 1st and 10 now for Hutchinson. Inside of Newton territory at the 48. There's a pitch on the left side. Hogan turns the corner on the left just like he did last week for the touchdown, but this time he's knifed down after about a 6-yard pickup to the 44-yard line of Newton. So that'll bring up a 2nd down and 6 call.
Nice pitch at the last possible instant before Kokar was tackled. He got the pitch off to Hogan. That's a pretty football when it happens.
Yeah, it really is. McPherson 7, Winfield nothing. Second quarter score. Mill Valley 14, Lawrence High nothing in the second quarter. Mulvane on top of Circle 14-6. Here we get set. One to throw the football. Now he steps up and he's going to be thrown for a loss of 5 yards on the play. Kokar had some time, and then the pocket collapsed.
And give Noah Kokar credit. He was trying to wait to see if his receiver would break open, but it was good coverage by Newton. That was one of our keys to the game, that we want Noah Kokar to wait just a little bit longer before he scrambles. And
there he
that's
did,
exactly what he did. It just didn't work
good
out.
Coverage downfield by the Newton Railers. Another score for you. You ready for this one?
Yes.
Ark City 7, Mays 3. Second quarter play. Interesting, huh?
That is very interesting.
Back to pass. Kokar has a receiver out there. Catch is made at the 41. It's going to be short of the first down.
4-down territory.
Miller made the catch. Malachi Miller, and mark it officially at the 42. So 4th down, and they're going to call it 4 from the 42.
Now you'd love it if you could draw your opponent offside in this situation and pick up a first down by way of encroachment, but Newton knows that too.
3:17 to go. There it is. There, you got the encroachment.
How about that?
And I heard stomping upstairs. I think that's from the Newton coaching staff because they pulled him off sides. That'll be good enough for the first down.
Well, the amazing thing is the line of scrimmage was on the right hash by the Newton sideline, and all of the Newton coaches were imploring their defense, do not encroach. But they did it anyway.
Nathaniel Garcia just couldn't help it. He stepped across with the count. Now they wind the clock with 3:11 to go. 1st and 10 for Hutch. Ball's going to be on the 37 of Newton. Noah Kokar down under center. Man in motion, give away. Kokar had it and kept it, and he's thrown for a loss of about 1 yard on the play. That play just never developed.
Well, he wanted to pitch it, but linebacker for Newton, Ben Crawford, came up and got in the lane where he was trying to pitch the ball, and Noah Kokar wisely just took a little bit of a loss there rather than another turnover.
I want to remind everybody, stay tuned for the scoreboard show, the KWBW scoreboard show, brought to you by Next Tech and Apex Shears. That'll be right after our game's completion, close to 9:30. Runs from 9:30 to 10:30, thereabouts. 2:22 to go in the quarter here. Man in motion. Kokar gives a straightaway running. That's Hippen. He's got a nice pickup of about 8 yards. Let's see what he actually mark his forward progress. It's going to be less than I thought it was going to be. It's going to bring up a 4th down and long situation.
But again, Hutchinson is in 4-down territory.
Yeah. Actually, they're showing 3rd down and 6. That's right. They had the first down. So 3rd down and 6. Ball on the 33. The Newton 33. Kokar, man in motion. Steps up.
Tried to pull Newton offsides again.
Now, Hogan goes back over on that slot on the left side.
Play clock at 10.
Game clock at 1:41. Newton's on top, 10-0. Hutch on the drive. Back to pass, Kokar. Steps up, has some room. He's going to run it. He's going to get to the 30. He has the first down, steps out of bounds at the 25. Nifty run by Noah Kokar. The young junior just around that left side and found some room and knew where the sticks were and got enough for the first down with 1:28 to go.
And you couldn't ask the young man to do it any better. He dropped back. It was a 5-step drop. He looked for his receiver. The receiver was covered, and he found some open turf to pick up the first down.
1:28 to go before intermission. It'll be a longer intermission because of the homecoming that's taking place here at Newton. Again, 1:28 to go here. 1st and 10 from the 25 of Newton. And Kokar hands it off, straight ahead running, and churning his way all the way down. Where are they going to mark it at, Dan?
Looks like at about the 14.
14-yard line. That'll move the chains. 1st and 10 again. 1st and 10 for the 14 of Newton. 1:17 to go. Hutch on the march. Again, Dan and I are on a second level back. We got a lot of blockage from view. Here's Kokar, man in motion. Gives it first man through. Straight ahead running. Picks up a couple yards. Now we're inside a minute, and I think Hutch is going to burn a timeout. Timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout as well. 2nd down and 7. Ball on the 11-yard line of Newton. We're in the red zone. 58 seconds to go before halftime. We'll be back with more from Newton, Kansas, right after this 1-minute timeout.
Let's get those taxes done. At H&R Block, we can file your return by October 15th, no matter where you filed your extension. Avoid a late filing penalty and get every credit and deduction you're entitled to. Drop in and stay, or drop off and go. Or call 662-5321 to make an appointment today. At H&R Block, Hutchinson, Lyons, and Ellsworth.
Hutchinson High School Sports is on air thanks to these outstanding Salt Hawk boosters. The Medicine Shop, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Hayden's & Co. Salon and Beyond, American Family Insurance Agent Travis Rodenbaugh, APAC Shears, Pools Plus, First National Bank, Next Tech Wireless, the Summit of Hutchinson with Doctors Lowen and Severud, Prairie Star Health Center, Ashcraft Pharmacy, Axel's Taxi, and Edward Jones Financial Advisor William Thacker. Thanks for listening.
Side, incomplete pass, thrown out of bounds, and that was 3rd down and 8.
Hutchinson still in good shape with 55 seconds to play in this second quarter with 2 timeouts remaining.
Only took off 3 seconds off.
Really,
still, you and I were talking.
Anything's available in the playbook. Right. Probably going to take a timeout if you run the ball.
Give to inside. It's going to be Hippen carrying it forward. Gets tripped up. Or was that Hogan? I couldn't see.
That was Hippen.
Hippen all the way down inside the 4-yard line. So 1st and goal from the 4 is going to be the call. 49 seconds. Clock's moving away. Hutchinson cannot let too much time go off the clock. Now it's down to 42. So 1st and 4.
Want to give yourself time
you do.
For 3 plays if you need them.
Hippen the quarterback. Or the setback. Hippen gets it. He slants in. I think he got it. Touchdown, Salt Hawks from 4 yards out. Hippen on the run. And he's able to punch it in.
And that is Dorian Hippen's first touchdown.
Big touchdown by Dorian Hippens on 30 seconds remaining to go in this first half of play. 10-6 your score. Newton on top. Now the point after.
Dorian Hippen, the defensive lineman, converted to fullback last week. He's a junior.
Running the young kicker. He's a kick is up and on its way, and he drills it. So with 30 seconds to go in the first half of play, Hutch on the board. 10-7 ball game, Newton on top. We await the Hutch kickoff coming your way right after this 30-second timeout.
Need to send someone money? Pay a babysitter? Split the bill? Use FirstPay. It is the person-to-person payment option located right inside your online banking app. There is no need to download an additional application. It is simple, safe, and secure. We're first for you. Visit fnbhutch.bank to learn more, or click on your First National Bank app to get started. You can also stop into a location nearest you, and we're happy to help. First National Bank of Hutchinson, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Boy, did Hutchinson ever need that touchdown. They got it from 4 yards out. Dorian Hippen with the score, and it's 10-7. Newton still with the lead, but 30 seconds remain, and you do not want to give them a run back.
That was an impressive 5.5-minute, 65-yard drive. Some of it by the pass, some of it by the run. They mixed it up and drove it down the field, had to convert a 4th down in there. Did a nice job.
So Runyon will kick the football away. 10-7, Newton with the lead. We're in the second quarter play. Glad to have you along on KWBW tonight, 1450 AM and 98.5 FM. Have you downloaded the new KWBW app? You can do that and take this game with you. Here's the kick, end over end. It's going to be taken right up about the 30-yard line, or trying to get to the 30, that is. Spun down and stopped there. Newton will set up shop. 1st and 10, right at about the 27-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the 27 with 23 seconds remaining for Newton, leading it over Hutch 10-7.
Don't be surprised if Newton tries some kind of trick play here. They've gone to onside kicks a couple of times tonight, even though they have a kicker who
showed they
can go
could throw the football.
That's right. We'll see if they try to make something happen here late in the second quarter.
Gomez, the quarterback, still back in the shotgun. Turns and gives it to Hulls. Hulls around the right side, tackled by his ankles. Nice job coming out of that linebacker spot out there by big number 51, Noah Ragoza. And a couple games ago, Noah had a huge game with some stops, and there he caught Hulls by the ankle. Hulls picked up 2 yards, so 4, 3, 2, 1. That's going to do it. Halftime is here. Both teams glad to get to the halftime. It will be a longer halftime than usual, so we'll take a couple breaks in it. But Hutchinson on the wrong end of a 10-7 score. Hats off to Newton. They knew what they had to do to come in. They took advantage of a couple turnovers and came away with a 10-0 lead. Now it's 10-7 with a Hippen 4-yard run for the TD. That took place with 30 seconds remaining to go in the second quarter of play. We'll take a timeout. Give you just time to get a little bit of a break. We'll get set for the Medicine Shop in-game capsule, brought to you by the Little White Castle, again at 14th and Main. Dan and I'll be back for the second half before too long. We'll take a 2-minute break. Back right after this.
Need a pharmacy you can rely on? One where they focus on learning your name and your needs? Being the best pharmacy possible, having a friendly and knowledgeable staff, and stocking the products you need is what Ashcraft Pharmacy is all about. Whether it is dry skin, a cough, or runny nose, aches and pains, or something that requires prescription medications, you can count on Ashcraft Pharmacy in South Hutchinson. Stop in, call, pick up curbside, or we'll be happy to deliver. Ashcraft Pharmacy, Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Forward. Always moving. Never stagnant. Together. Nothing great is ever accomplished without it. At Fee Insurance Group, we've been working side by side with our clients for more than a century. Together with individuals, organizations, and communities, we look ahead to protect the people, places, and things they love. We're Fee Insurance Group. Forward. Together.
The Kansas State Fair is right around the corner, and we couldn't be more excited. Finally, delicious fair food, rides, music, and remarkably low prices on all of our spas, grills, and outdoor furniture. Come see Pools Plus this year at the Kansas State Fair, September 10th through the 19th. Come take advantage of the savings. Give the professionals at Pools Plus a call to schedule your pool closing. Our schedule is filling up fast. Stay safe and shop local. Pools Plus, 21 East 1st in downtown Hutchinson.
Apex Shears has deep roots in Kansas. This is Tom Stivers. We were started by George Shears in 1874, just 3 years after the founding of Hutchinson, and are Hutchinson's first contractor. Apex Shears is known for big highway projects, but think local when you need a new driveway, parking lot, or other paving project. Apex Shears is proud to provide local jobs and employ local people. Find out more about your local construction and aggregate company by visiting apexshears.com, a CRH company.
We're at halftime. 10-7, Newton with the lead by 3. Newton took the lead on a 44-yard field goal in the first quarter of play. Added a touchdown, a pass play from 6 yards out to lead at 10-0, and then Hutchinson finally able to get on the board with 30 seconds remaining on a Hippen 4-yard run for the TD. And that's where we're at, 10-7 at halftime, and a little bit longer halftime because it is homecoming here. But Dan, I was impressed with Hutch finally settling down after those 3 turnovers, 2 quick ones, 2 quick turnovers, and then, we're able to get on the board and settle down a little bit. And get the nice run down the field. Hippen doing the most of the carries and got down there. Nice run by Hogan as well. And a catch by Hogan on our near sidelines was able to move the football into Newton territory. All is well, somewhat, as it settled down, but still trailing by 3 at halftime.
Just a little bit after 8 p.m. in the center of the garden spot of the Universe, Hutchinson, Kansas. USA Earth Milky Way.
Exactly.
And all is well.
It is time for the Medicine Shop in-game capsule. Now, they have, and Pfizer just approved their vaccine, by the way, for the booster. Now, you have to be 8 months out to be able to get that, but they have it available there at the Medicine Shop. I urge you to think about your flu shot because as we're entering that time of the season, I got mine today. Did you get yours on Wednesday, I think?
We'll get it on this coming Wednesday.
Coming Wednesday. So it's time to start to think about that a little bit because even though we didn't have a season last year, you don't want to have the double-double, the double baddie, and that would be COVID along with, of course, a flu. That could be really bad, and that could be something that would be really, really bad. So stop in the Medicine Shop. Lacey has the softest touch to do it for you. Don't forget they deliver. It's just a great pharmacy. And I heard a story, Dan, about somebody had COVID. They just had gotten out of the clinic or out of the hospital, had a script they had to get filled, got to the Medicine Shop about 20 minutes late. They were closed down already. That script was called in. Rick Stone knew that this person needed that script and delivered it himself to their house about 6:30 that night. How about that for service?
That's the kind of good people.
It is.
Rick Stone and his crew, they're the best.
That's what you get from the Medicine Shop. Okay, this is the Medicine Shop in-game statistics. What do we have for them?
Well, offensively, both teams really kind of struggled to pick up yards. The points came on the Hutchinson miscues, unfortunately, the lost fumbles and giving up the onside kick to Newton. Hutchinson actually did outgain Newton 136 yards of total offense to exactly 100 yards for Newton. Hutchinson did pick up 10 first downs, most of them on that last drive of the half where they drove it 65 yards in about 5.5 minutes with Dorian Hippen picking up the touchdown on the 4-yard run just with a few seconds to go in the second quarter. Hippen does have 61 yards on 14 carries. Daquan Armstrong picked up 13 yards. Zach Hogan 9 yards on the ground, plus Hogan's another 10 yards catching the ball. Kellen O'Sullivan, a 38-yard gain on a pass reception. That was a nice play. Noah Kokar is 3 of 8 on passing for 54 yards. For Newton, James Holst, who is filling in for the senior Kenyon Forrest, who's not available due to an injury, and the sophomore James Holst has stepped in, and he's picked up 31 yards so far in this first half. Colby Gomez picked up 12. Gomez also 5 of 10 on passing attempts for 57 yards, including a touchdown on the 6-yard bootleg pass to Schmidt. And that's really the numbers. So far, it's a pretty even match statistically. Kinzer and Huquist once again leading the way on tackles for Hutchinson. He picked up 8 tackles in that first half of action. I'm really impressed with Aaron Jefferson from his defensive line position, picking up 6 tackles in this first half.
Yeah, good. Good first half of play by both the Newton team as well as the Salt Hawk team. Going to pass on some scores coming up when we take a break, but Hutchinson finally got on the board. 10-7 ball game, work to be done by both teams. Newton with the lead, and that is your Medicine Shop in-game capsule. Again, 14th and Main is the location. You know what they do. They just do a great job of taking care of your medications. They'll counsel with you. They'll plug into the computer your prescription to tell you what insurance is going to be the best for you, and that time is coming around for you to make that decision. Just give them a call. Stop by and see them. They'll be glad to serve you. And follow them on Facebook as well. That's the Medicine Shop in Hutchinson. Score at halftime, 10-7. Newton with the lead. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout.
Athletics are proud to support the Hutchinson Salthawks. Whether you're working towards your degree or are a busy working individual with limited time to attend class, Hutch CC has what you're looking for. And for those still in high school, Hutchinson Community College's Step Ahead program provides a head start on a quality education, and it may not cost the student anything. Visit hutchcc.edu or call 888-GO-HUTCH for more details. And good luck this season to the Salthawks.
I've been a big fan and supporter for a long time, and the most important thing is the commitment that the company has to the area.
We have benefited from the partnership by better communication in our rural areas, and we've been very pleased with our services from Nextech Wireless.
Our favorite aspect of being a Nextech Wireless customer is just the customer service, the friendliness. There, we know they're right there and they're going to be reliable and help us out.
Cody Smith, attorney at law and an alumni of Hutch High, would like to wish the very best to the Salthawks this season. Cody specializes in bankruptcy and other areas of the law. If you're feeling overwhelmed with debt, give Cody a call. Don't wait until creditors garnish your bank account or paycheck. Call Cody Smith, attorney at law, at 620-259-2424 or visit codysmith.law. That's .L-A-W. Cody is a debt relief attorney, helping people file for relief under the bankruptcy code. Go Salthawks.
All Vader Jackson financial advisors are now Envision Investment Group. Due to the growth of the investment and client relations team, they have a new location to better serve you. 15 Compound Drive in Hutchinson. Stay tuned for an open house, time and date to be announced soon. We understand there have been many changes, so please feel free to reach us at 669-8291. Check for updates at envisionig.com. Envision Investment Group, your future is our focus. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Newton, Kansas. We're at halftime, 10-7. Newton Railers on top of the Salthawks of Hutchinson. Let me pass down a couple other halftime scores that I have for you. Mill Valley 14, Lawrence High nothing. Also, Lee Summit North 13, Blue Valley North 7. That's up around the Kansas City area. Marion 12, Haven 6. Haven, of course, just to the south in Reno County. And other scores, Hayes and Garden City locked up in a good one. The Hayes Indians 14, Garden City 14. You mentioned Garden City broke into the ranks.
Yeah, they're breaking into the 6A top teams in the state of Kansas because mainly their defense is so incredibly tough.
Heston 14, Collegiate 10 at halftime. So number 2 team in 2A struggling a little bit against the Swathers. McPherson 7, Winfield 6. That's a close game. May South 28, Campus 19 at halftime. And it will be Beloit 10, Ellsworth 7, Junction City 7, and Washburn 3. Want to remind everybody, tune in to Nick Gosnell's. Again, Next Tech Wireless is APAC Shears post-game scoreboard. It'll be right after the Newton and Hutchinson game, right around 9:30. We'll hope to get to 9:30. He'll have all the scores, plus recaps from all across Eagle Radio and others throughout the central part of Kansas. Tell you what, a couple people have listened to it, and a couple people listen to other scoreboard shows and have said by far Nick's the best. He just does a great job of getting those recaps in. He puts some comic relief into the scores, such as the T-Birds having fun, and winning. Whoever the T-Birds, whoever he's talking about, it just makes it. I think it's Squirrel Heights. I'm not sure. It makes it fun.
The Pirates walk the plank.
Pirates walk the plank and all that type of stuff. He just does a great job with it. It's fun to listen to him on the post game, and we'll listen to him headed home tonight after we give our recap.
Always look forward to it.
Tune in tonight. We're hoping to expand that to other parts of the state, but if you haven't listened yet, tune in to BW. Get on the app, and you can listen on the app. It's just as easy as can be. You don't have to be within earshot of KWBW. You can get on the KWW app and just go and also watch it on the stream. There's a link there also to download the app, and you can do that whether you have an Apple phone or an Android phone as well. Right now at halftime, it is 10-7. Newton with the lead. We're going to take another 2-minute timeout and run down some other scores that we have just real quick. Ark City and Mays still at halftime, 14-3. That would be Ark City on top. Parsons on top of Galena, 6-0. Scott City all over Goodland, 21-0. And Clearwater over Trinity Catholic at 13-0. That's some scores that we have in. We'll get some more in just a little bit. One more two-minute timeout coming your way. We'll send it back to Bryson for a break. We'll be back with more. Again, 10-7 at halftime. Newton on top of Hutchinson. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Get your prescriptions with no hassle at the Little White Castle. You've heard that medicine shop jingle for over 20 years. We know that picking up prescriptions at the drugstore can be challenging. At the medicine shop, we try our best to make your drugstore experience pleasant. With 4 pharmacists and several knowledgeable pharmacy technicians, the medicine shop has the manpower to efficiently accommodate you. So next time you need a prescription with no hassle, try the Little White Castle, the Hutchinson Medicine Shop in Midtown Hutch.
Prairie Star Health Center just keep getting better. Dr. Cecilia Hitton has joined our exceptional staff and invites you to rely on her as your primary care provider for your health and wellness concerns. And she'll be right there with you to address any chronic diseases, aggravating pain, or other issues. Dr. Hitton knows it's all about you at Prairie Star Health Center, 30th and K61 in Hutchinson.
If 1040 is your favorite time of day, you've got Tax Pro potential. At H&R Block, you could turn your passion for tax prep and helping people into a career with us. Local classes near you, beginning September 20th in Hutchinson, Lyons, or Ellsworth. Learn more at hrblock.com/be-a-pro. Enrollment in or completion of the H&R Block income tax course is neither an offer nor a guarantee of employment. Enrollment restrictions apply.
Hutchinson High School sports is on air thanks to these outstanding Salt Hawk boosters. The Medicine Shop, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Hayden's & Co. Salon and Beyond, American Family Insurance Agent Travis Rodenbaugh, APAC Shears, Pools Plus, First National Bank, Next Tech Wireless, the Summit of Hutchinson with Doctors Lowen and Severud, Prairie Star Health Center, Ashcraft Pharmacy, Axel's Taxi, and Edward Jones Financial Advisor William Thacker. Thanks for listening.
Halftime, 10-7, Hutchinson trailing the Newton Railers. Newton got on the board quickly with that 44-yard field goal attempt that was good with, again, 9:16 to go in that first half of play. After they picking up that turnover from Hutchinson, they took it actually 4 plays, 7 yards down and led it 3-0. Then you turn around and got another turnover, and then Colby Gomez decides to pass it to Camden Carr from 6 yards out. The point after touchdown was good, and all of a sudden it was 10-0 with 11:29 to go in that second quarter of play. And finally Hutchinson on the board with a Dorian Hippen. Again, a 4-yard run. Point after was good by Runyon. And here we sit at 10-7, Newton with the lead. And I would imagine Coach Vernon saying, just settle down, guys. Don't turn the ball over. How many points have they got off those turnovers? A bunch. Just take care of the football and just play Salt football.
Newton was able to pick up 3 extra possessions in that first half of football. They recovered 2 Hutchinson fumbles, and they recovered an onside kick attempt that was successful. So you gave your opponent 3 extra possessions, and yet you're only trailing 10-7. So you have every reason to be optimistic about the second half.
Halftime score still, excuse me, Dan, you weren't finished. Halftime scores: Hayes 14, Garden City 14, McPherson 7, Winfield 6. We got some good games going on. May South 28, Campus 19 at halftime. Junction City on top of Washburn by a score of 7-3, and that has to be the Washburn Rural, exactly. So there's some of your scores that have started to come in. Hillsborough on top of Sterling 13-8. Again at halftime. I say that for Bryson Brownlee, who's on the board tonight, helping back out.
Very good.
Starting on the wrong end there. Newton here 10-7, they lead it. And Wamego all over KC Washington 35-0, and some other games. Andale 52, Halstead nothing. That is at halftime. So, Dan, we mentioned what does Hutch need to do? Just settle down. What does Newton need to do to continue this 3-point lead? Newton
really has not been able to sustain too much of an offensive drive in this first half of action. When you figure they got 3 extra possessions and they only have 10 points to show for it, their defense is playing well, forcing turnovers and getting stops. The Newton offense really only picked up 100 yards of total offense in that first half of action. That's not that many yards in a high school football game. So Newton wants to get a little bit of something going to sustain a drive in this third quarter. They will receive because they won the toss and deferred at the beginning of the game. So they want to come out of this third quarter and show that they can go on a drive and put some points on the board.
James Holes has showed that he can run the football. I like the fact on what they have in Colby Gomez. He's not afraid to throw the football. He does a nice job with that as well. And like you said, they're just going to try to keep on doing what they're doing, putting pressure on Hutchinson and forcing turnovers. Hutch needs to settle down, take care of the football for one thing, and try to punch it in the end zone. One more 2-minute timeout, and we'll be back with the second half of play. Again, Hutchinson trailing at halftime, 10-7. Newton on top. We'll be back in 2 minutes from Newton, Kansas.
Need to send someone money? Pay a babysitter? Split the bill? Use FirstPay. It is the person-to-person payment option located right inside your online banking app. There is no need to download an additional application. It is simple, safe, and secure. We're first for you. Visit fnbhutch.bank to learn more, or click on your First National Bank app to get started. You can also stop into a location nearest you, and we're happy to help. First National Bank of Hutchinson, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Need a pharmacy you can rely on? One where they focus on learning your name and your needs? Being the best pharmacy possible, having a friendly and knowledgeable staff, and stocking the products you need is what Ashcraft Pharmacy is all about. Whether it is dry skin, a cough, or runny nose, aches and pains, or something that requires prescription medications, you can count on Ashcraft Pharmacy in South Hutchinson. Stop in, call, pick up curbside, or we'll be happy to deliver. Ashcraft Pharmacy, Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Forward. Always moving. Never stagnant. Together. Nothing great is ever accomplished without it. At Fee Insurance Group, we've been working side by side with our clients for more than a century. Together with individuals, organizations, and communities, we look ahead to protect the people, places, and things they love. We're Fee Insurance Group. Forward. Together.
The Kansas State Fair is right around the corner, and we couldn't be more excited. Finally, delicious fair food, rides, music, and remarkably low prices on all of our spas, grills, and outdoor furniture. Come see Pools Plus this year at the Kansas State Fair, September 10th through the 19th. Come take advantage of the savings. Give the professionals at Pools Plus a call to schedule your pool closing. Our schedule is filling up fast. Stay safe and shop local. Pools Plus, 21 East 1st in downtown Hutchinson.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Newton High School as Newton leads it 10-7. I say Newton High School, that's because they play their games here at Fisher Field. Newton High School is not far from here, but again, the band putting on a nice halftime entertainment. And what I like about this facility, now up here in the press box, yeah, we're on the second row. We got obstruction to be able to see the play, etc. But I like how close you are to the action. And the fans on the far side, on that south side, Hutch fans are close to the sidelines, and you don't have that at other facilities that have the track around it.
That's true. This is purely a football facility over here at Newton, Kansas, and it is pretty fan friendly. Not especially broadcaster friendly.
No, that's all right. I'm called in various different places and had their various different situations.
They did a really nice job with their homecoming, and a week from tonight it'll be homecoming at Gowan Stadium in Hutchinson. Derby Panthers, the #1 team in the state of Kansas. How many state championships are they up to now? Something like 7. And they'll be coming to Hutchinson 1 week from tonight. It'll be homecoming for the Salthawks.
And I think we lose our video photographer. I think we have a fill-in.
Who might be filling in?
I think Sarah's going to fill in for her little brother, Matt, because I think he wants to go to homecoming.
Sarah Peterson is going to come back for an encore.
That's right. That's right.
Wonderful.
She'll be back. So here, the band's off. Both teams are on the sidelines getting set here. A couple other scores coming in. Sylvan. Let's see, this is Sylvan Lucas 16, Victoria 8. Victoria usually puts a pretty good football team together. By the way, that's the hometown of Randy Dreiling. And May South is...
His son Blake lives there now.
Yeah, still leading. Campus 28-19 on some other scores. And Manhattan, this is a big one. Manhattan 22, Topeka High nothing.
Wow,
that's
Manhattan
a big score.
has a good team. Again, that's the only loss Garden City has so far this year. The first game of the year they lost to Manhattan, but it was a tough-fought game. Garden City is better than a lot of people gave them credit for.
Yeah, we will see how things start to shake out. This is week number 4, Dan, as we're getting through with, this is just the start of district play, so things are going to start to get really interesting here in the next week or 2 weeks down the road. Just things starting to fall into place as to see kind of where we sit with the playoffs.
We don't know who the Week 9 opponent will be under this format that the state of Kansas went to a few years ago. You play 8 games that are on your schedule, and then you're matched up against another opponent. And they don't call it the first week of the playoffs, I don't think, but it in essence is.
Hutch will kick off because Newton won the toss, elected to kick off, and then Hutchinson turned the ball over immediately. And that's where the 44-yard field goal came from. So Hutchinson will get set to kick off, and we're about to get set for quarter number 3.
The freshman, Tayson Runyon, good kicker, has a bright future ahead of him.
Well, he really does. I don't think maybe he realized how bright a future. There's a nice end-over-end kick. It's going to come down and bounce once and then go out of bounds. They'll throw the flag there.
But that's okay.
Yeah, you bet.
Let me tell you from a coach's perspective, statistically, if you kick the ball off down the middle of the field, your opponent gets 7 yards better field position than if you put the ball out by the numbers. You would rather the ball go out of bounds and give your opponent the ball on the 30-yard line than kick it in the middle of the field and give up a touchdown return.
See, they've yet to, and now they finally move it. They're going to put it, looks like they're going to put it at the 30, but they're going to... But wouldn't the penalty go against because of the flag?
Yes, it's either 5 yards from where it went out of bounds or the 35-yard line, whichever is better field position.
And that's where it's going to be, at the 35.
But again,
so first and 10 for Newton.
Put your defense on the field, let them run a play from the 35. Just don't give up a touchdown kickoff return.
Good point. Here's a handoff. Holes had it, dances a little bit. Now he heads upfield and met by 3 different Salt Hawks. Picks up a couple 3 yards on the carry, though, and finally knocked down. Nice job by Braden Rodriguez to come in and make the stop. Braden, again, is a junior this year, playing that D-line edge out there.
And he's also the long snapper for Hutchinson.
Yeah, played a little linebacker last year. Garcia, man sets up on the left side of the formation, claps his hand, keeps it, and runs around the left side. Quarterback keeper all the way, picks up a couple yards up to the 40. It'll bring up a second down. And actually 3rd down and 5.
That was a quarterback run by design all the way. There was no option on that one. Newton runs a run-pass option play frequently, but that one was just a designed run.
Isaac Klug split wide to the right side and go with a wide out to the left as well. Claps the ball, fakes it, wants to throw it, slings it out. Catch is made on the slant, close to the first down. Yeah, it's going to depend on the spot, and it will be a good spot. I'll mark it at the 46.
That was a nifty pass.
It was over to Jake Schmidt.
Colby Gomez had to thread the needle to get that one through. Jake Schmidt is shaken up on the play.
Yeah, he goes down. So timeout's going to be taken on the field. We're going to break in as well. 1 minute timeout coming your way. 10:47 to go in the third quarter play. Newton with the football with the first down. They lead at 10-7. They'll have the ball at their own 46-yard line where we return in 1 minute.
Apex Shears has deep roots in Kansas. This is Tom Stivers. We were started by George Shears in 1874, just 3 years after the founding of Hutchinson, and are Hutchinson's first contractor. Apex Shears is known for big highway projects, but think local when you need a new driveway, parking lot, or other paving project. Apex Shears is proud to provide local jobs and employ local people. Find out more about your local construction and aggregate company by visiting apexshears.com, a CRH company.
Hutchinson Community College and Blue Dragon Athletics are proud to support the Hutchinson Salthawks. Whether you're working towards your degree or are a busy working individual with limited time to attend class, Hutch CC has what you're looking for. And for those still in high school, Hutchinson Community College's Step Ahead program provides a head start on a quality education, and it may not cost the student anything. Visit hutchcc.edu or call 888-GO-HUTCH for more details. And good luck this season to the Salthawks.
Good to hear from Denny Steckline from Hutchinson Community College. You're going to be at Gowan Stadium tomorrow.
Yeah,
Glenn.
Rob Dreher, myself will be having a game. Fort Scott comes to town, 7 o'clock kickoff. Papa John's countdown to kickoff at 6:30 p.m. on Country 102.9 KHUT and the Blue Dragon Sports Network. 1st and 10 now as Schmidt goes off, helped off the field by two of the trainers, so we'll see if he returns or not.
Some kind of a leg injury.
1st and 10 now, though, for the Railers on their own 46-yard line. Gomez slaps both hands together and around the right side goes Hulls with a big pickup all the way across midfield and a pickup of about 8 on the carry. Finally ran out of bounds by the Salthawk defense.
So far, early in the third quarter, Newton is doing exactly what they wanted to do, get a sustained drive going to start the second half.
So second down and 3 to go. Ball on the 47 of Hutchinson. Newton football. Gomez, the quarterback. Cody fakes it. Play action pass caught on the near sidelines and got it in for the first down, but not till he got to the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 for Newton. They'll move the chains. It's going to be right at the 40.
Flag on the far side.
But there
is
a flag on the far side, so let's see
what
that's
going to be. Right at the line of scrimmage.
Might have been encroachment. Might have been false start.
Usually they'll blow it dead if it's a false start unless there was an illegal motion type thing.
And it looks like it's going to go against Newton the way they're handling the football. Illegal downfield. It's going to go against the offense.
That's what happens when a team runs a run-pass option play, and that's exactly what that one was. Offensive linemen they don't know whether it will be a run or a pass, and sometimes they get beyond the line of scrimmage.
Jaden Woods guilty of the infraction. 2nd down and 8 now. Ball on the 48-yard line of Newton. So that takes away the first down. That was a nice catch.
Run-pass option, that's a tough thing to teach players, especially at the high school level.
Getting the sign from the sideline was Colby Gomez. And he slaps his ball, fakes it, runs straight ahead. It's a keeper all the way, and he has yardage and picks up the first down. Just a quarterback keeper straight up the middle and up to about the 43-yard line of Hutchinson. It's a 1st and 10 for Newton.
That Newton offensive line is stronger this year than what we've seen the last couple of years. But remember, last year they put up a lot of yards and a lot of points.
Justin Evans hustles out of bounds quickly for get to the sidelines for Hutch. They want to throw it down, they fake it, and they carry. Loss on the play of a couple yards possibly by Hulls. Hulls is stopped. They'll mark it at the 43-yard line of Hutchinson. So no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10.
I'll take your word for it. They're at that part of the field that I have an obstructed view.
Lacrosse Leopards win 66-0 over St. John. Central Plains 58, Chase 6. Those are both finals. Left side, there's a big play by Hutchinson to put on the stop, and coming in there was Ragoza again to blow that play up, and Noah was in the backfield big time. Loss on the play of 4.
Noah Ragoza was a man on the mission in the backfield that time. He got deep into the Railer backfield. He shot the gap because he diagnosed the play so quickly. He knew where it was going, and he made a sure tackle.
3rd down and 14 now facing Newton. Big play right here. The ball is right now on the 47-yard line of Hutchinson. Salthawks come with the blitz. Throwing it on the long run all the way down. An incomplete pass. Got it all the way down to the 10-yard line. Falls incomplete. And that'll bring up a 4th down and 14.
Stephon Hunter was running stride for stride with the intended receiver way downfield. Good coverage.
And I would have normally said that would have been Jake Schmidt, but I don't think he's back out there. That was another receiver, and that was going to be actually Luke Hirsch. I believe that's number 1 on the jersey.
Good call.
4th down and long. They're going to punt the football away. See if Hutch gets a return or not. There's the kick. Fair catch call for at the 15. So Salthawks will set it up there. Kinzer Newquist with the fair catch, and that's where Hutch will have the football. So the Salthawks down 10-7 will have the ball on their own 15.
That Newton offense did a pretty good job, but they couldn't overcome that loss that Noah Ragoza threw them for and sustain the drive. So the Hutchinson defense finds a way to come up with a stop.
So Hutch breaks center, breaks the huddle. 7:37 to go in the 3rd quarter play, trailing Newton by 3. It's 10-7, Newton with the lead.
Lots
in that
movement.
big backfield. Yeah, lots of movement with those slots.
Some reorganization going on.
Man in motion. He'll give it to hip and he'll slide in a little slant pattern. And takes it across, just an option to the left side. Picks up a couple. No, hardly anything. Said his knee hit. 2nd down and 9. Pick up a 1. Hutch will split wideouts again on that right side and left side. Zion Burgess out in the slot on the left side as well. Could be a passing down. The turn, Kokar keeps it around that left side, trying to roll up across the 20 up to about the 24-yard line. He's going to be short of the 1st down by a couple yards, Dan, but it's a nice run by Kokar.
It didn't look like he had much room at all to pick up any yards, and he found a way to create something out of nothing. That's what Noah Kokar can do. He's kind of magical.
3rd down and 2 now. Ball on the 24-yard line. Hutch's own 24-yard line. 6:28 to go in his 3rd period of play. Hutchinson trailing 10-7. Newton got a 44-yard field goal in the 1st quarter, and then right away in the 2nd quarter got a touchdown. Give up the middle for the 1st down. Moves the chains. They'll mark it at the 29-yard line. 1st and 10 Hutch. Stops the clock.
That was Dorian Hippen on the carry right up the middle, picking up the 1st down. He's a strong runner.
He had 96 yards. How many do you have at halftime here? Hutch didn't have the ball that many times with the turnovers, but
he did pick up 61 in the 1st half.
So he had 61. He had 96 or 94 last week. Clock at 5:54 and counting now. Third quarter of action. Salthawks with the ball on their own 29-yard line. There's the keeper by Kokar. Finds a hole. Gets across up to about, still on his feet, up to about the 40-yard line. How about making something out of nothing and stretching it for the first down?
Noah Kokar has an amazing ability to find ways to pick up yards when it doesn't appear anything is available.
So that'll move the chains. They'll mark it at the 40 of Hutchinson. Hutchinson trying to move it just right on down the field. 5:25 to go in this third quarter period. 10-7 ball game. Newton on top. Glad to have you along on KWBW Hutchinson. Here's Noah Kokar. Wants to throw it. He gets out of one pursuit and then throws it out of bounds. Incomplete pass.
Oh, he caught it.
Was he caught it? Did he catch it? Was
right
that Hogan?
Yep, right along the sideline.
Wow, Hogan caught it right on the sidelines. They'll mark it right at the 45.
Did the tightrope over there right in front of the Hutchinson sideline. And Noah Kokar, again, made something out of nothing because he had to buy himself time to throw that pass, and he threw it on the run accurately.
Inside the Newton 45-yard line. 1st and 10 Salthawks moving the football. 5:05 to go on quarter number 3. There's Burgess in motion. Kokar uses speed around the outside. Now he's in trouble. He's thrown for a loss at the 4, right back to the original line of scrimmage at the 45.
It was a broken play. I'm not sure who went the wrong direction, but someone got confused and went the wrong way, and Noah Kokar just had to try to get what he could.
I think Kokar did because all the white jerseys were on the far side, especially with Burgess running it outside.
Saw Zion Burgess looking at his wristband for a long time at the end of that play to make sure, I think I went the right direction.
4:29 to go. In the third quarter of play, Hutchinson's 2nd down and 10 they face on their own 45, on the Newton 45, excuse me. Here's Hippen, big hole up to the 40. It closes quickly, but a pickup of 5 yards moves the chains.
I mean, there wasn't anything
doesn't
flashy.
Move the chains, moves the down marker to the 40.
Nothing flashy about that 5-yard gain, but I love watching offensive linemen fire off the ball. Sammy Christians, Mason Seitz, Cooper Doobie, Chase Kepler, and Daley Van
Yeah, they
Sickle.
never get any accolades, do they? It's the trenches. Both defensively and offensively. Those nose guards take a licking, too. Kokar under center. Man in motion is given to Hogan. I'm going to take Hippen straight ahead, running all the way down to the 28. He's got the first down.
Every single Hutchinson offensive lineman was at least 5 yards downfield immediately after the snap, driving that Railer defense backwards. They've got Newton on their heels right now, Glenn.
Long drive. Kane started at the 15. 3:26 to go in the third quarter of play. 1st and 10 Hutch from the Newton 29. Man in motion. That's Armstrong about to pass. As Kokar throws it to Armstrong on the right wing. He tries to dance a little bit and gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
Nothing there that time.
Nope.
I liked the poise of the Hutchinson quarterback, Noah Kokar. He wanted to go deep down the field, saw his receiver was covered, so he checked off and threw it in the flats. Didn't pick up any yards, but he made a good decision.
Yeah, loss of maybe a yard on. We'll call it still 2nd down and 10. It's close enough. It's right at the 30. 2nd down and 11 for sure, though.
The story of this drive is that Salthawk offensive line, coached by Sean Harper.
Here's Kokar up under center. Wide receiver Miller on the right side. The turn to give to Burgess. Straight ahead running. Gets to the 28, to the 27. The pile falls forward. They'll give it to him at the 25-yard line. Pick up a 4 on the play.
4 down territory, or Hutchinson is in field goal range.
3rd down and 6. Big 3rd down. 2:07 to go in quarter number 3. Hutchinson trails 10-7.
The way that Hutchinson offensive line is driving the Railers backwards, you could just run the ball twice and probably pick up the first down.
Here's Kokar. Gives it to Hippen. Hippen with some room. Hippen all the way down to about the 10-yard line. That'll move the chains. 1st and 10. Hippen with a great run.
The line drove the defense backwards, and Hippen broke a tackle about a couple of yards past the line of scrimmage, and then made it a big game.
Timeout's going to be taken on the field. We're going to break in as well. A 30-second timeout coming. Hutchinson on the drive, trailing 10-7 with 1:47 to go in the third period of play. Hutch first and goal. First and 10 from the 11, We'll be back right after this 30-second timeout.
I've been a big fan and supporter for a long time. And the most important thing is the commitment that the company has to the area.
We have benefited from the partnership by better communication in our rural areas, and we've been very pleased with our services from Nextech Wireless.
Our favorite aspect of being a Nextech Wireless customer is just the customer service, the friendliness. We know they're right there and they're going to be reliable and help us out.
.147 to go in this third quarter play. Hutchinson driving all the way down to the 11-yard line. First and 10 from the 11 of Newton. Newton on top, 10-7.
Newton took a timeout defensively just because Hutchinson is driving Newton down the field right now. Those 5 offensive linemen up front just pushing the Railers backwards.
Garden City now in the third quarter, leading 21-14 over Hayes. Winfield 14-7 over McPherson, third quarter score.
How about that Hutchinson High School volleyball program?
Yeah, rocking and rolling.
17-1. Way to go, Coach Akins.
Akins has them going. Here we go. First and 10 from the 11 for the Salt Hawks, and that would be the Newton 11. Cocard, the quarterback. Keeps it himself, rolls around the right side, still with some room, and nice goes backwards down to about the 7-yard line. So he picked up a nice block from Hogan, who had filled that hole, and then he just kind of backed into it. You didn't hear the beep, beep, beep going backwards like a truck would, but it was there.
But that was an impressive job by the Newton Railer defense coming off the timeout. They obviously responded to Coach Jacks calling that timeout,
really
wanting the defense to stiffen.
Second down and 8 to go. Ball on the 9-yard line.
Didn't get quite as much drive off the line that last play.
There's a little misdirection and give straight ahead running. Hippen carries it right up the middle. See where they actually mark the football close to the 5-yard line, maybe inside the 5. Inside of a minute now, 57 seconds to go in the third quarter. Third down and 3. Ball on the 4.
Am I looking at it right, Glenn? Does Hutchinson have the opportunity to pick up a first down if they don't make a touchdown?
You are correct. It's third down and 3 to go. Ball on the 4-yard line. Hippen in that tailback spot. Man in motion. The turn, give it away running straight ahead. Hippen touchdown.
Oh, wow.
Hippen from 4 yards out with 27 seconds left to go in the third quarter has pulled the Salt Hawks within 1. Or actually giving the Salt Hawks the lead 13-10. Excuse me.
What an impressive offensive surge, play after play on that drive. That was an 84-yard touchdown.
Started at the 15, right around there. Took it all the way in, and Hippen grinded it out.
7 minutes and 5 seconds.
Here's the point after touchdown kick. It's good by Runyon. And with your score, Hutchinson 14, Newton 10. 27 seconds left to go in the third quarter of play. We await the Hutchinson kickoff coming away right after this 30-second timeout right here on KWW Radio.
Cody Smith, attorney at law and an alumni of Hutch High, would like to wish the very best to the Salt Hawks this season. Cody specializes in bankruptcy and other areas of the law. If you're feeling overwhelmed with debt, give Cody a call. Don't wait until creditors garnish your bank account or paycheck. Call Cody Smith, attorney at law, at 620-259-2424 or visit codysmith.law. That's .law. Cody is a debt relief attorney, helping people file for relief under the bankruptcy code. Go Salt Hawks.
Hutchinson drove it right down the field to take the lead at 14-10. Impressive drive, just took care of business, and Hempen finished off the drive with that 4-yard run.
Slightly over 7 minutes on that drive, 84 yards. Hutchinson takes the lead. Now, you want to get good coverage, so again, they'll ask Tayson Runyon to put this kick outside the numbers if possible.
Here comes the approach of the ball. The kick is up and on its way, and it's going to go out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. So there you go. Not letting them get a big return, and Newton will set up shop right there.
The reason we bring this up, Tayson Runyon has been doing a pretty good job with his kickoffs, but the kick cover team has given up 2 kick returns for touchdowns in 3 games. So it's not something that's just an automatic to go down and make the tackle in the open field. And that's why, as a coach, I'm perfectly fine with allowing the opponent to start their drive on the 35. That's a lot better than giving up a TD.
And the fact that Runyon's a freshman, he's got time to develop his leg and get that big booming kick that's going to go into the end zone. So here we go. 1st and 10 for Newton now. They've moved the ball effectively tonight. They'll give it out to Hulls again. He nice forward, picks up a nice yardage, about a 7-yard pickup, brings up a 2nd down and 3. And he'll mark this one right at about the 42-yard line. Clock moves down and close to probably will be the end and the last play of the 3rd period of play. They might get one more off. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Now it's down to 1, and that's going to be it right there. And that will stop the clock, and we'll take a 1-minute break. So we go to the 4th quarter play. Hutch up 14-10. We'll be back with more from Newton in Fisher Field here in Newton right after this quick 1-minute timeout.
All Vader Jackson financial advisors are now Envision Investment Group. Due to the growth of the investment and client relations team, they have a new location to better serve you. 15 Compound Drive in Hutchinson. Stay tuned for an open house, time and date to be announced soon. We understand there have been many changes, so please feel free to reach us at 669-8291. Check for updates at envisionig.com. Envision Investment Group, your future is our focus. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
With Hutch Drugs closure, the medicine shop has been busy accommodating many of their customers. Whether you're a former Hutch Drug customer or a customer at another drugstore, the medicine shop works hard to provide a smooth transition when transferring your medications. Let us know and we can transfer your entire prescription profile. The medicine shop has several knowledgeable pharmacists and technicians to make your drugstore experience pleasant. Call or come by the Hutchinson Medicine Shop to make the medicine shop your pharmacy. The Medicine Shop in Midtown Hutch.
Inside of Salt Hawk territory is going to be Newton. They moved the chains for the 1st down, so I apologize coming back early. A lot of these referees don't even realize that there's radio up in the stands, do they?
No.
They just go. And that's all right. So 1st and 10 now, Newton inside of Salt Hawk territory. They fake the throw. They give it on the outside, and big stop right there at the 50. So loss on a play of about a yard. Hutchinson read that one pretty good. Now with Ben Patterson coming over there to help out on the stop.
Outstanding tackling. Good job reading the play. You know, Hutchinson dominated that 3rd quarter, Glenn.
And Dylan Garrett came in and did a good job, too. Go ahead.
Hutchinson now with 221 yards of total offense. Newton just 130. Newton only picked up 30 yards in that entire 3rd quarter.
But Newton's sitting here inside of Hutch territory right now saying, okay, it's 2nd down and 10. We got time to do something. We're in the 4th quarter of play. Back to pass quickly. Incomplete pass. Boy, a lot of white jerseys out there. Opportunity maybe to get a pick, but it was not the case, and it'll be a 3rd down and 10.
Even if he had made the catch, it would have been a short gain.
Heston 21, Wichita Collegiate 17. Wichita Collegiate taking a lead. Heston, who kind of expected to get kicked over there at Collegiate's, putting up a pretty good game tonight.
Collegiate's a tough team to play.
You betcha. Ranked number 2nd in their classification. There it's 10:57 to go into 4th quarter. Hutch leading 14-10. I'd feel much better if Hutch had the football right now, Dan, but still a 3rd down and 10 call. Guess Hutch can dial up a blitz, perhaps. No, they do. Yeah, they do. They come on the blitz. Rodriguez trying to get to him, and finally they will drop him for a big loss all the way back to the 37-yard line. Rodriguez had him, and then Ben Patterson came up and helped out.
That's a 17-yard loss.
On the stop back there was Newquist also. Rodriguez had him kind of hog-tied, but it looked like he was going to get out of his grasp, and then along came the cavalry, and that's a big loss on the play all the way back to the 38-yard line. Newton will have to punt it away. And Newquist will be back deep. He'll set up at his own 25. Here's the punt. High punt. They let it bounce. Takes a Newton bounce all the way inside the 25-yard line. That's where they'll mark it, right around the 26. So with 10:08 to go in the contest, Hutch will take over possession, leading 14-10. And we do have a flag way back at the 41-yard line. See where that might take place, or what influence that might have on the play. Cheney 49, Hugueton nothing tonight. That's in the third quarter of play. And they're taking a long time to talk this one over.
And I wish I could tell you what they're discussing, but I just don't know.
We can tell them a good place to eat. Right on down the road, if that's what they're talking about.
You find good ones, Glenn.
Andover
really
Central 21, Goddard 13. That's third quarter's play as well.
Goddard lost a lot to graduation, and they're going with some younger players this year.
Boy, how long are they? Does this have to do with placement of the ball or how much time off the clock? Or what do you think, Dan?
Yeah,
I mean, this is a 2-minute chat right now we're having out here.
There was definitely no roughing of the punter or anything like that, I can tell you that.
No, nobody was even close. I think, if anything, right now 66 degrees here in Newton.
Ball is in the air.
Yeah, it is. Holding against the receiving team. 10 yards from the previous stop. Relay fourth down. So it was fourth and what was it, 36, I think?
11.
And that's what they're trying to figure out, is where was the ball.
I think it was fourth and about 26.
Yeah, fourth and 26. So they'll replay the down from there after they march off 10 yards from the spot of the infraction.
But it was a pretty good punt, and Hutchinson would have taken over possession at their own 26, which was not too bad of a job.
No, it wasn't. So there's your 10-yard mark off.
Makes it kind of a tough
It's going to mark
decision.
it right at the 49 of Hutchinson. So now it's a fourth down and 10 from that spot. So still punting the football will be Newton. Hutch will be a little bit deeper.
I guess that was a 15-yard penalty.
Must have been. They said 10, though, when they discussed it. So Kinzer Newquist now at his 15. Here comes the punt. Sidewinder lets it go, and they let it run, and it's going to hit and be down inside the 20, right around the 19. So end result was 7 yards.
I guess it was a wise decision by Newton to accept the penalty and punt it again.
So first and 10 from Hutch on their own 19.
We're in the fourth quarter, 9:53 to play. Hutchinson leads it 14-10. I honestly expected to see a much higher scoring game tonight than we've had so far.
So Hutch is set up first and 10 on their own 19-yard line. They'll split Miller out wide on that right side now. Hutchinson now with Hogan at that tailback spot, Dan. Armstrong in motion. Turn, give away straight ahead running. Some room to run. Hutchinson carries it all the way up to about the 44-yard line.
A quick hitter right off the center's hip. A nice hole there, and Hogan hit it quickly.
So it moves the chains with 9:38 clock moving away.
Quick 23-yard pickup on a very safe
now here's
run.
What always scares me. You start to get conservative because you want to run that clock down. Things happen when that happens. I just say play ball, don't look at the clock, and go.
But Hutchinson's had the most success running the ball.
They do. Straight ahead running again up to about the 45-yard line. Pickup of 2 on the play.
Remember in that third quarter how that Salt Hawk offensive line was just absolutely in command.
This time, big old Chase Kepler on that right side opened up that hole. 2nd down and 8 from the 44. See who stacks up in the backfield for Hutch. Hogan's back there.
I'm trying to see Hippen on the sideline, and I can't find him right now.
Now, right now, you're going with Hogan. You got Burgess in the slot on the right. Man in motion. The keeper by Kokar. He's going to be brought down for a loss all the way back to the 41-yard line. So you lose yardage. 3rd down and long. 3rd and about 11. See, they give it to him at the 43, and they will. So that one didn't work. And now here comes Hippen back in.
Okay, good. That's good news.
So 3rd down and 9.
We were worried that he might have been injured, but obviously he's fine.
He'll set back up in that tailback slot. Hogan will take that right slot. Hogan, the quarterback. He's got Armstrong on that left slot. Split out wide. Wants to throw the football. Throws it across. Incomplete pass. Was toward Miller, but overthrown. This brings up a 4th down punting situation with 7:55 to go. Kind of a so-so drive as it took it all the way back from deep out to about the 42-yard line. But
the big 23-yard gain by Hogan on 1st down was pretty much all Hutchinson could get done on that particular possession. However, remember, Noah Kokar is the punter, and don't put it past him if he's got some open field. Instead of punting it, he could take off and run with it, but it's most likely he'll punt the ball.
Here's the punt. He does kick it away. End-over-end kick. Takes a big Hutch kick all the way down deep into Newton territory. It'll finally stop rolling at about the 5-yard line inside the 5. It'll be Newton football right there with 7:55 to go. But they're a big play offense, so Hutchinson defense is going to have to be up for it with 7:55 to go. Again, you're listening to Salt Hawk Football right here on KWBW 1450 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as on HutchPost.com. So glad to have you along tonight. Buhler 28, El Dorado 12. That's in the 4th quarter. Buhler has flat owned El Dorado for the last several years. Now, Hayes and Garden City locked up at 21 apiece. That's a good one.
Going down to the wire.
Park City 21, Mays 3.
Wow, that's a shot.
And Mays South on top of campus 35-19. Here we go. Newton wants to run it. Holes with some room all the way out to about the 10-yard line.
Newton fans were thinking they saw a face mask possibly, but I did not see one personally.
Cross the 10 up to about the 11. 2nd down and 4. Actually, ball's on the 12-yard line. 2nd down and 3.
That was a good 1st down play by Newton to give him some breathing room.
And bring it up quickly. Kobe Garcia fakes the throw, but a big stack by Patterson back there. He's been in the backfield on many occasions. Puts the hit on Holes, and the loss on the play this time. They'll mark it at the 10.
Ben Patterson read the play so quickly. Again, shot through the gap. Did not allow a blocker to make contact with him. Made the tackle for a loss.
3rd down and 4 from the 11 this time. Back in the shotgun still is Gomez. He wants to roll around the outside, still on his feet, trying to pick up some blocks, and it's not there. Loose football! It's loose! Hutchinson looks like they might have it. Let's see.
Brandon Rodriguez.
I think Brandon Rodriguez might have came out with it. Let's check it. Yes, he did! Brandon Rodriguez with the big fumble recovery. They're going to mark it right at the 19-yard line. Actually, about the 16. Big fumble recovery. We saw him pop up in the air. That's similar to what happened against Hutch last week. And Hutchinson trying to add some points on the board here. They'll have it at the 14. So Hutchison sets up now. 1st and 10 from the 14 of Newton. Braden Rodriguez doing a really good job of coming up with that football to give to Hippen. He'll knife forward to about the 12. See where they officially mark it after his forward progress. And only pick up of a yard. 2nd down and 9.
That Newton defense is playing much better in the 4th quarter. In the 3rd quarter, Hutchinson was pretty much driving the Newton Railers backwards. But Coach Jacks called the timeout for Newton defensively, and ever since that timeout, the Railer defense has been playing better.
Newton much improved over the last couple years. 5:56 to go in the 4th. The keep outside. Here's Hogan trying to turn the corner. He's down close to the 5-yard line. Let's see where they officially mark him. Got out of bounds. Oh, no, he didn't. They kept the clock moving, so that's a good news.
Another well-executed option play to the right.
See, they officially marked the football. 3rd down and 2. Ball on the 6-yard line. The Newton 6.
This Hutchinson offense playing with more confidence late in this game.
Right there was a nice play by Kokar to pull that ball and get the pitch out to Hogan. Man in motion. That's Hippen again, right up the middle. Touchdown, Hutchinson. Hippen from 6 yards out with 5:09 to go in the contest has given Hutchinson a 20-10 lead. That was just power football right up the middle.
That's 3 touchdowns tonight for the defensive lineman converted to fullback.
You know what Hippen needs? He needs one of those bars right down the middle here.
Like John Riggins.
Yeah, Johnny Riggins and a couple other different ones. Here's the kick up and on its way, and it is good. And Hutchinson, with 5:09 to go on tonight's contest, leads it 21-10. We'll await the Hutch kickoff coming your way right after this 30-second timeout.
Your choices at Prairie Star Health Center just keep getting better. Dr. Cecilia Hitton has joined our exceptional staff and invites you to rely on her as your primary care provider for your health and wellness concerns. And she'll be right there with you to address any chronic diseases, aggravating pain, or other issues. Dr. Hitton knows it's all about you at Prairie Star Health Center, 30th and K61 in Hutchinson.
Score was all set up by the fumble recovery for Braden Rodriguez, and then a nice job of taking it all the way down to the 4-yard line, and then Hippen finishes it off with a nice touchdown run right up the middle from, again, 4 yards out.
Dorian Hippen with well over 100 yards tonight from that fullback position. Probably somewhere around 115 yards.
Sure must be. 5:09 to go. We're in the 4th quarter of play. 21-10, Hutch on top. Here's the kick by Runyon. All the way down on the left side. And it goes out of bounds again. Let's see where they're going to mark it. And that's what they've elected to go to.
Take it to the 35.
Yep, you bet. That's where they'll mark it.
Now, Newton could decline the penalty or could make him kick again. The receiving team has a choice when the kick goes out of bounds. You can take it on the 35, or you can force your opponent to kick it again if you want to.
A couple of finals have snuck in here. Osage City 62, West Franklin 13, Hayden 36, Baldwin nothing. Those are finals. Here they'll set it at the 35, and Newton will have the football as we get set for the Hudson defense to try to hang on to that 11-point lead in the last 5:09 here. Newton wants to throw the football. Now they go for the screen on the left side. I think that's Schmidt. He's going to try to beat 3 Hudson defenders. Cannot do it. He's finally knocked out at about the, stopped at about the 36-yard line. Nice play. That was actually Klug. Yep. Isaac Klug on the catch.
He almost got tackled for a loss, but made a nifty move to avoid the tackler.
2nd down and 8. Ball on the 37 of Newton.
This is a situation on defense where you'd love to get an interception.
Well, put him in a situation to maybe have to throw the football. Newton's played really well tonight. I've been impressed. Throw all the way down. Nearly picked off, and it's knocked away. Good defensive effort by Hutchinson. As a couple Hutch players came out of there going like, wow. And one of them was Newquist. He thought he had a good shot at it.
He covered a lot of ground.
We weren't even expecting to see him play tonight. He's a tough cookie.
Yep, he has played so many games through injuries.
See what Gomez does here. He's a good quarterback. I'm impressed with him. And really young. Only a sophomore. Gets the snap. Steps back. Gets it across. And just about caught, but also just about picked off. Across the middle.
Titan Hinaha almost picked up an interception. Got one last week against May South.
Stops the clock at 4:22 to go. Hutchinson leading 21-10. Don't forget Nick Gosnell's scoreboard show will be coming up after 9:30.
Titan Hinaha's little brother Jax plays quarterback for the freshman team. He sustained an injury in the game on Monday. We hope he's recovering well.
Yeah, got his bell rung a little bit. There's stoppage of play takes place, and a timeout's going to be called. We'll get a timeout in. 4:22 to go in this fourth period of play. Hutchinson 21, Newton 10. Newton with the football. Facing a 4th down and 8 on their own 37-yard line. We'll be back in a half minute.
Let's get those taxes done. At H&R Block, we can file your return by October 15th, no matter where you filed your extension. Avoid a late filing penalty and get every credit and deduction you're entitled to. Drop in and stay, or drop off and go. Or call 662-5321 to make an appointment today. At H&R Block, Hutchinson, Lyons, and Ellsworth.
.422 to go in the contest. Hutch 21, Newton 10.
Clock management. Newton's down 11. You hate to take a timeout with the clock stopped and you're on offense.
They're going for it. They picked up some big plays tonight. Back to pass. They looked to the outside and incomplete pass. Tried to set up a little middle screen. It just wasn't there. And Hutchinson will take over on downs now with 4:17 to go and try to take care of business.
Nice job by that Salthawk defense. And again, when you're down 11 in the fourth quarter with only 4.5 minutes to play, you want to save your timeouts and take them when you're on defense. You hate to burn a timeout like Newton did there when the clock was stopped anyway after an incomplete pass.
Derby comes to Gowan Stadium coming up on next Friday night. Be sure and come on out for all the action. And also tomorrow night at Gowan Stadium, Fort Scott comes to town to take on the Blue Dragons. Noah Kokar, the quarterback. Ball on the Newton 37. Give on the outside. Hogan with room to run around the outside edge. He's still on the edge, trying to tight rope that sideline. Finally ran out of bounds. Stops the clock with 4:11 to go. And picks up the first down.
Zach Hogan with a couple of big gains here in this fourth quarter.
The only thing he didn't do right was keep it in bounds, so to speak, but keep that clock moving. But nice job of moving the football, showing his speed around the outside. I'd like to see that. 4:11 to go in the contest. 1st and 10 from the 22 of Newton. Hutchinson football. Hutchinson lead. Special thanks to Bryson Brownlee and company back at the station tonight, doing a great job. Randy McKay got him going. A turn, the keep by Kokar, keeps it, tucks it away, still room, dancing a little bit inside the 15. That's where they'll mark it.
Good decision by Kokar. And I'm having fun watching the Hutchinson Salthawk student body. They were all waving their cell phone lights like you do at a concert when you want an encore.
Well, this was a kind of a really important game to win for the Salthawks. They've had 2 heartbreak losses. An overtime loss to Garden City, which is tied with Hayes right now at 21-all. kind of Garden City team that showed that they're pretty good. And you have the loss last week to Mays South, 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns by the Mavericks. Clock at 3:33 and counting.
Hutchinson using the entire play clock.
Kokar. Again, this time there's Hippen. Hippen all the way to the 10. Close to the first down. It should move the chains.
Glenn, it's a good crowd from Hutchinson over here at Newton tonight, and a good crowd from the Newton home on the home side.
Oh, you bet. Homecoming here tonight at Newton.
It's a good atmosphere.
It is. I like, again, how close everything is to the field.
And you couldn't ask for better weather.
It's a beautiful field. Yeah, about 70 degrees when we started. It is 66 right now. Kokar gets set. Clock moving away at 2:55 to go. 1st and 10 for Hutch. Kokar keeps it, pitches it outside. There's Hogan trying to get into the end zone. He rolls down to about the 1. He stopped there. And with 2:42 remaining to go, it's going to be a 1st and 10, I believe, or 1st and goal for Hutch. Let's see where they officially mark. That's going to be a 2nd down and 1 from the 2. So he did not get the 1st down.
Which is probably good because Hutchinson can run a little bit more clock deep in Newton territory.
Wideout split on the right side. That's Nick Lang on that left side along with Miller. Miller in the slot, man of motion. Gives straightaway running, trying to get busted inside. And do we have a touchdown? Yes, we do. Hutch with another touchdown on the ground.
Is that a 4-touchdown night for Dorian Hippen?
I think it might be.
There's a flag that just came out.
There might have been a flag that just flew. I was trying to see for sure if it was Hippen or not. Might have been a little taunting going on, possibly.
Or it could have been some extracurricular after the tackle was made. Trying to see if Dorian Hippen is out there on the field. Coach Mitch Bringle does a great job with our statistics for Salt Hawk football. We'll have to see if he picked up who the ball carrier was on that touchdown run.
The touchdown is successful. After the touchdown, unsportsmanlike conduct, Newton.
Okay, unsportsmanlike on Newton. That'll be enforced on the kickoff. So I think it was Hippen that got the score.
We're not sure whether it was Hogan or Hippen. Coach Pringle thinks it might have been Hogan. We'll find out after the game.
2:02 to go. Here's the point after kick. And your score with 2:02 to go in the contest. Hutchinson 28. And again, Newton 10. We'll come back for the Hutch kickoff right after this 30-second timeout.
Hutchinson High School Sports is on air thanks to these outstanding Salt Hawk boosters. The Medicine Shop, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Hayden's & Co. Salon and Beyond, American Family Insurance Agent Travis Rodenbaugh, APAC Shears, Pools Plus, First National Bank, Next Tech Wireless, the Summit of Hutchinson with Doctors Lowen and Severud, Prairie Star Health Center, Ashcraft Pharmacy, Axel's Taxi, and Edward Jones Financial Advisor William Thacker. Thanks for listening.
With Hutchinson leading 28-10, you can tune in on Monday as Matt Peterson will have the stream on HutchPost.com and on HutchPost YouTube channel of freshman and JV games versus Newton.
That's a fantastic service.
You betcha. Now it's just audio, just his crowd noise, but Matt's glad to get up there, and we'll have it on HutchPost.com.
So if you're not able to get out to Gallon Stadium at 4 o'clock for the freshman kickoff, you can log on to the internet and watch the game.
That was a great touchdown. We're not sure if it was Hogan or Hippen, so we'll try to get the clarification from Coach when he comes up. Stay tuned for the postgame, by the way. There's a long kick into the end zone. This time Runyon showing a little toe there, Dan, and kicked it away.
He was able to kick that one off after the 15-yard
the fact that he had the unsportsmanlike kicked on, so why not?
Right.
So it'll be a touchback, and it'll come out. Ball on the 20 in high school ball. 1st and 10 now for Newton with 2:02 to go, and Hutchinson with a 28-10 lead. I mentioned on my pregame this morning description with Rob Dreyer that Hutch really need to find a way to get the football in the end zone. It looked bleak in the first half, and they've only got one score, but finally got it going here in the second half of play. But which, by the way, Collegiate won 31-21 over Heston tonight.
It was a good game.
It was a good game, so just a heads up there. Here we go. Newton still in the shotgun. It's Gomez. Back to pass, rolling to his right side, fires a bullet, and is caught at the 31. More yardage picked up, kept him in bounds all the way to the 35 or 36-yard line. An empty catch over there on the far side. Moves the chains.
Defensively, you just want to make sure you don't let anybody get behind you. Keep them all in front of you.
Camden Carr picked up that catch. So now with a minute and 39, clock moving away. The throw on the outside. Catch is made. Tackled by Hutchison, but all the way down that sidelines.
Klug.
And Klug came up with a nice catch. Actually, it looked to me like Keon Edwards.
Was it Edwards? Okay,
yes.
Thank you.
Edwards, the first 10-10. Hutchison defensively looked like Hunter was going to get a hold of him, was not able to. Here's Gomez to the right side. Throws it again. Catch is made at the 40-yard line.
Ball bounced.
And it bounced a little bit. Incomplete pass.
Can't throw a bounce pass in football.
Hutchison playing a couple different players out there right now defensively. Free State a winner over Gardner Edgerton tonight, 21-10. Chapman on top of Marysville, 48-16. So the Irish are dancing tonight.
The Irish eyes are smiling.
Yes, exactly. Back to pass. Gomez pump fakes, goes to the right side. Goes down the field, catches incomplete. Out of the hands of the intended receiver on that far side, incomplete. Good coverage downfield by Hanaha.
That was a fantastic pass on the run. Ball should have been caught.
So incomplete pass, it comes back. Ends up being the 3rd down and 10 with a minute and 19 to go. So glad to have you along tonight on the live stream as well. Special thanks to Matt Peterson. We had some problems with a battery going dead in that first quarter of play, and he got it fixed. Good to go. He'll be back up in the booth when Derby comes to town next week, and he'll be back in the booth on Monday when Newton, freshman and JV, come to town. Back to pass. Gomez across the middle. Picked off. This one's going to be intercepted. Up the field, they'll bring it. Hutchison on the interception, I believe. Was that number 27 out there for Hutchison, Terrell King?
It was the freshman, Terrell King.
Yeah, now flags all over the place.
Yeah, there are 3 flags on the play, but I think it was after the interception that those flags came out. So it should be Hutchinson Salthawk football. Newton only has 1 timeout, so Hutchinson can go to victory formation.
Nice job on the pick right there. With a minute and 10 to go, Terrell King just kind of pushed into action this weekend. You do such a good job of the blindside block's going to be called on Hutchinson.
It won't matter because Hutchinson can run out the clock.
You provide such, when you update the stats, update the rosters and everything, they're so pretty. Unfortunately, I used an older one and Terrell wasn't on this one. So I couldn't give him credit until I finally looked down and found him on my spot sheet, which you also provide to me. Thank you.
Glad to do it. Go ahead.
Anyway, it's going to be a big march off all the way back down to about the 29-yard line is where they're going to mark it 1st and 10 for Hutch with a minute and 10 to go.
And I think Hutchinson understands that they can go to victory formation and just take a knee. And Newton probably won't burn their timeout. Normally when you're down by 18 points with a minute to play, you typically realize that the game is over.
Wichita South with a big win over Wichita North, 62-0 tonight. That is a big one. Finals also in. Frankfurt over Blue Valley, 59-14 here. Hutchinson will take a knee. They lead at 28-10, and more than likely That's what's going to take place as they're just watching the clock run down. Now they'll set up. Hutch trailed, though. 10-0 early. Finally got it going in the second half of play. And that's going to be your game. Hutchinson wins it 23-10. Tough night for Newton, but Newton much advanced. They're young. They will win some games this year, even though they're 0-4, and they're one of the best 0-4 teams in the state of Kansas. So we'll take a quick 2-minute timeout. Get set to add everything up. Again, Hutchinson wins it 28-10. We'll be back in 2 minutes with the Medicine Shop in Game Castle. We'll be right back.